Hello, everybody. My name is Lewis Lee from All Ends Media, and this is Playing in Traffic. We do this every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, live. Our special guest, Garrett Reed. Man, he's the internet sensation. What's up, Garrett?
What's going on, man?
We got my man Ray, Motormouth Radio.
Yeah.
So
good to be here as usual.
Yeah, man. We here kicking it live with the fellas. We got some fellas in the chat room. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. So if anybody in the chat, we can see it on the side here if you want to talk to us. What else? Please like, share, and subscribe. You know the usual. So Garrett, we met a couple months or last month at a PRI.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I've been following you for a little while and didn't know it was you. Your Instagram.
I don't post myself on there as much as I should, and then when I do, it's on my stories usually, and you know how the algorithm works. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. So
yeah. So so tell everybody what you do. Like tell them about your YouTube channel and your Instagram.
So I have a page called Americanmusclehd on Instagram. Primarily is what I focus on. I also have a YouTube that's the same name, but basically I'm just kind of like I classify myself kind of as like a community, basically, where a lot of like-minded, enthusiasts of the American muscle genre, so to speak, come together just to see other people's builds and, the high-end shops builds. Just like it's just an area for people to like to, see everything that's going on in that space. Is basically how I categorize it, because a lot of the content that I post is reshared, but I do curate my own content when needed. Whether it be my personal builds or if I'm at events, but predominantly it's just reshared content and like the best stuff on social media.
And Garrett, that site is American Muscle HD.
Correct.
Okay, just want to get that right so people can get it right and check you out.
No worries.
Yeah, you gotta check it out, man. He posts some hot stuff, man. Anything from drag racing to just the hot cars, everything. He has it all.
Yeah, I try to make a little bit of everything in terms of the content, whether it be just static pictures, videos, such and such. So it ranges from classic muscle cars to late model stuff to high performance diesel trucks to street trucks to whatever, full blown race cars, street cars. It don't matter what it is, as long as it's has some tie to American, then I post it,
And what is your what do you gravitate towards? What are your favorite types of cars, trucks, vehicles, whatever?
Well, muscle cars are predominantly the classic muscle cars are predominantly what I enjoy. That was the whole reason really by starting the page. I've been a fan of muscle cars ever since I was a little kid. So
yeah,
that's really what I gravitated toward. Because and I'm thankful that I did it the way I did it, and I didn't kind of box myself in with a specific, brand or whatever the case. Like I didn't make it Chevy Muscle HD or Ford Muscle HD. I have friends of mine that did do very niche, branded pages or whatever. And the problem is they cap themselves with that because obviously They can only post so much and only so many people like a particular thing. But if you try to broaden your spectrum and make your umbrella bigger, even though American Muscle still is, limiting me from being able to talk about foreigns and Europeans on a more, because I like all that stuff. I'm an enthusiast through and through, so I like all that. But I figured if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna cast the biggest umbrella I can for what I like, and I can fit a lot underneath that.
Well, yeah, it's your rule. So what if you found, say, a guy took an old 2002 Beamer, not the year, but the model 2002, one of those old, and stuffed an LS in it.
And I mean, that's what I'm saying. 2002s were in the 70s, actually. My bad, but no, and that's exactly my point. Because you got drift cars now. 240 SXs, 300Zs that guys put blown LSs in them. You know what I mean? And these guys are making 900 horsepower. So who cares if it's in a 300, in a 300Z? It's still got an LS that makes 900 horsepower. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, to your point, somebody puts an LS in a 2002, and we see it all the time. People LS swap 911s.
Yep.
Right.
It's real hot down south.
The best way to get bashed is find a guy to put an LS in a Mustang. Then you'll get the haters, man.
That's literally 90% of Fox bodies that drag race are LS.
I know. But the Ford guys, like the Chevy guys, everybody's kind of true to their brand, and they don't want to see that cross pollination.
The worst are the Mopar guys, man. They're the Mopar guys and Pontiac guys, like purist Pontiac guys. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Don't call a 455 Pontiac block. Do not do it.
We got a Pontiac guy in the house. Long shot. He's the LS dude, but he's a Pontiac guy.
Well, yeah, I'm a Pontiac guy, but I have a Pontiac in a Pontiac, so it's the biggest thing with the Pontiacs is people will say, hey, is it a small block or a big block? No, they're all the same block. It's not.
I had to learn. I learned that as I grew up. The 400 to the 455 is the same motor. Basically, it's just the bore and the stroke.
Well, actually, the diameter, the crank diameter did change. The big ends changed in 69 or 7, and the 455 does have a bigger main bearing. So there are some other differences that people will hang on and complain about.
It's the same block, though.
Yeah, the block is the same. Correct. Yeah. Right. Unless you want to talk about motor mounts, and then we can talk about 3 bolt and 4 bolt. There's front.
Yeah, that's getting
some have both. There's
I had an argument with a guy that somebody wanted to try to argue that an LS3 and an LSA weren't the same engine, and I'm like, then he started getting. I'm like, yeah, okay. There's some oil journeys in the heads that are a little different. Okay, if we want to get that technical,
right.
But they're the same engine.
Yep.
That's it. You gotta kind of, with the internet, there's no rules. It's like usually you know who you're talking to and you know what field you're on, but when guys pull out the minutia card, you can't argue with that. What's right is right, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking in broad senses. So, yeah, it's a tough game. I give you credit for playing on that field because it's tough.
Well, the funny thing about it is now, especially at this point, because of where I am in terms of my following, I guess, it's kind of on autopilot mode. I engage. The thing that people really appreciate with me, especially my followers, is that I actually still engage. Like I'll interact in the comments. I'll actually respond to DMs. But to my point, I can choose whether or not I want to respond to comments. If people start talking silly, I'm just like, I don't have time for this, and I just let it go. But if somebody actually wants to have a real conversation, I'll have a conversation.
Sure.
So that's a beautiful thing. I let people, intermingle within themselves, basically, and then I just sit there and look at it.
Right.
Yeah. Now, for the people in the chat and watching us live, if you haven't been to his Instagram, he's up at 2 million followers.
Wow.
So he's not a little kid.
Oh,
he's putting it down. So when you hit 2 million, how'd it feel, man? What you know what I mean?
I mean, it was a milestone for sure. It's just one of those things where it's like, all right, I got to get there. And I got there. So I was like, this is sick. Let's keep pushing. So I was joking. I think at one point I was like, man, let's throw a party or something. I was like, I'm going to throw a party. I'm going to get a cake or something.
Well,
I didn't end up doing that, but I just was joking with it. And I mean, no, it was cool. I show love because it's like, obviously, I couldn't have 2 million followers if I didn't have 2 million followers, as stupid as that sounds. So I, have to show love where love is due.
Right.
And,
I got nowhere near that, but I tell you what, I do own a muscle car. So
there you go.
So at least I got some. So if you want to share like a couple thousand of your, the people you don't like, I'll take them.
I wish there was a way you could just offload you didn't like. That'd be awesome.
You can't do that. I know. That's great. How long have you been doing? How long did it take you to grow that viewership?
I just hit 2 million followers last April or something like that. So, and I'm going on my 9th. It'll be 9 years, March 13th this year.
Okay. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So I've been doing it since basically the beginning of Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, people really don't put in the time, and they want those numbers. You put in time, and now you're reaping the time, and a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean it works different ways for different people. You know what I'm saying? Like I know people that and it's the demographic too. Because I know people that have had pages with way less time than me that have amassed followership equal to or maybe greater than mine, but they had a different demographic. Like the page wasn't the same, like it was a different thing. So it just varies on whatever the content is and like what type of content, because you got a lot of these content creators now, like a lot of these YouTubers. I'm not a huge fan of their content because it's that clickbait stuff, or it's that let me just destroy stuff just to get views. And I don't know. I mean, it works, I mean, no, I'm not knocking them because they got more bread than I do, but it's like I can't get with it. But that's the juice. If you want to get a lot of followers really quickly, you go viral. You do that viral stuff. And I just
Well, I was going to say, if you want to share any secrets with us, we'll listen. All right,
yeah,
we'll take some notes.
Sadly, that's the thing right now. That's the wave, especially in the car community, man. It's just that super outlandish content, is just whatever you can do to garner somebody's attention instantly. And I mean, that's with anything. It doesn't have to be like, destructive content or whatever. But if you want, especially with videos right now are the popular thing with Instagram. Instagram started off as a picture app. It's no longer a picture app because they're combating TikTok. So the reels are like the biggest thing right now. So that's my biggest piece of advice is if you want to grow, you have to use reels and you got to be consistent about it because not everyone's going to hit. You get random accounts that have no followers that'll get a reel that'll blow up and they'll get 100,000 likes on it and they'll gain 10,000 followers from it.
Wow.
So it's such a luck of the draw thing. There's no real rhyme or reason to it anymore, sadly. Because my reels will vary, I had a reel hit almost 20 million views and 1 million likes, or just about 1 million likes. And I kid you not, I gained like almost 50,000 followers just from that reel within a matter of like a week.
I can't imagine seeing numbers like that below something I posted. I just can't. You know what I'm saying?
It's an interesting thing,
Yeah. That's one way of putting it.
But the thing about it with me is like, most people would have their notifications on, so you'll be constantly getting notifications. I haven't had my notifications on this page since like I think 6 months into the app. I turned the notifications.
Yeah, no, with numbers like that, there's no way. That's all you'd be hearing.
It was so annoying. I was just saying, like, if I had it on, my phone probably would blow up.
Yeah,
like it'd probably catch on fire.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
Yeah.
So what else? When we were talking at PRI, you were saying that you had a couple builds happening. What are you building?
Well, currently I have a 84 Monte Carlo SS. That's my hot rod.
Nice.
And then I've got a 2014 Escalade ESV Platinum. That's my daily. That's built. And then I'm about to build a 4-wheel drive project.
Okay.
I haven't announced it yet, so that's why I'm not saying what it is.
You got a Chevy guy. So how's that? How's the Monty set up?
It's kind of like set up pro touring, but it's not built specifically to do anything, if that makes sense. It's just a street car. Like it has no cage, no frame bracing, but it's got a 650 horsepower to the tire LS, Whippled LSX crate motor in it.
Okay.
So, it's got a 4L80 swap, full Detroit speed, coilovers, tubular suspension.
Beautiful.
It's got a Curry 9-inch with 35 spline axles, Detroit center section, full Holley, Dominator and all their accessories to run the engine and everything. So it's done up, you know what I'm saying? It's a pretty stout car. But
what do you do for brakes?
Will Woods.
Okay.
Yeah, I would at some point, I mean, I may swap over to Bear. I got Bears on my Escalade, but I mean the Will Woods work all right. It's just the pedal feel is, and we had this issue from the first time we bled them and had them working right. The pedal just doesn't have any feel until it gets almost down to the floor.
Really?
And I don't like that. I don't know if it's that tandem aluminum master cylinder that a lot of people have issues with.
You're using a booster, I guess.
Yeah, it's got the factory booster.
Yeah. See, I'm using Willwood, but I'm using their aluminum master, but I'm doing it manual with no
Manual.
booster.
Yeah.
And my pedal is very firm.
Yeah.
Very firm. But yeah, I know what you mean. I've been in cars that exhibited what you're saying.
It stops. Don't get me wrong. It stops. It's just I don't like the fact that there's like no feel in the pedal until it's almost doggone near to the floor. Now, granted, we probably do need to rebleed the brakes, but it's always still felt like that. Now, the Escalade, on the other hand, those brakes, man, they get firm like it's like, and you push like a quarter of an inch on that pedal, but they're 6-piston all the way around on 15-inch rotors. So
yeah, but the amount of pistons doesn't really make the difference with something like that. Did you spend time playing with the rods to go between the master and the booster and the pedal?
So you know what? We actually had that issue you mentioned. It's funny you mentioned that. When we first set it up, we were trying to go to bleed them, and we were pumping the heck out of these brakes, and we're like, why are we not getting any pressure built up? So do you already have the little, you know, whatever, the dowel or whatever that comes out of the back of the booster that will then push the piston in the master cylinder? Well, the master cylinder came with its own piston that goes, you know, inside the master cylinder. Well, what was happening was it wasn't allowing the piston from the back of the booster to fully stroke. So like it wasn't allowing any pressure to be built. So
and that's pedal travel.
Yeah, literally for 2 weeks, we could not figure out what was going on. So we finally called Willwood, and then we back and forth. And they were like, maybe you should try taking the you know, given dowel pin or whatever out of the master cylinder. We're like, but it's supposed to be there. We took it out, and that worked. Believe it or not, it was so stupid. We wasted 2 weeks on something so dumb.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played a lot with the length of those rods, and you know, when you get it too far, then there's no free space, and the brakes will lock up when they heat up. So I like to go for like the minimum amount of play in pretty much any system, and I spent a lot of time doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, from the booster to the pedal, that rod is adjustable. You know, you can adjust that's usually how you adjust your free play, but you can take play out with that as well.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
so,
I'm gonna have to get underneath there and look at it, but I don't know. We gotta rebleed them at least once. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna pull some of the fellas in that come every week, and somebody in here probably will know for sure. So let's pull in the fellas. Got Chassis John.
There's the man, John 8.
What's up, boys? What are you doing?
You know, up to no good.
What's up, John?
His
All right,
Instagram site is insane.
All right, here's the crew. Now, these guys here, out of one of these 3-4 guys, we're gonna figure out your brake system.
Well, if you're getting full stroke, but you're not getting pressure, you got the wrong piston in your master cylinder.
Okay.
That's the first thing. So you gotta make sure that when your pedal's bottomed out, you're almost fully bottomed out on the master.
Okay.
You don't want the master to bottom out before the pedal, because that's not good.
Yeah.
But it's got to be close, you know, like 60 thousandths more would fully bottom out the master cylinder.
What year Firebird is that behind you?
70.
Gorgeous. Is it a Super Duty?
Big block Chevy with nitrous.
Wow. Where's the Pontiac Pierce when you need them? I'm sure they get mad at you.
Oh, that's why I call a half breed. They hate me. I've been doing this since the 70s.
Hey, don't fool you. That's his wife's car.
Yeah, it's the wife's car, right?
Nice. One of my dream cars is a 70 or 71 455 heavy HD.
Yeah. Very cool.
The white with the blue stripes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this
69.
car here.
I want a 69 too, man.
69s are neat.
Yeah,
I like the 69 with the white with the 2 blue stripes.
Yeah, exactly. With the wings.
With that stand-up wing. Yep. That's a good-looking car.
Exactly. I tell people all the time, bro, I would take a first-gen Firebird over a first-gen Camaro any day.
I like 69 Camaros.
I think the Firebird has more style and more body definition.
I agree. They just don't get enough love, in my opinion.
No, they don't.
They don't get enough love.
No.
And they're the same car.
Especially if you stuff big tires under them.
Right. It's the same car. It's just the styling's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very cool. Well, this car here is actually it's a long story. This is actually an 81 Firebird.
Oh, really?
I cut it all up.
Oh, well.
Put all new sheet metal.
At least you took a desirable.
Basically, what I kept is the roof, the rockers, and the firewall.
Gotcha.
And it's.
Did you source the rest of it to make the
Frankenstein? Turned it into a 70. It's all new China body panels.
Hey,
National Parts Depot.
Cheapest way to build a 70.
Yeah.
Nobody would be the wiser.
It's the long way around, but trust me, these parts don't fit perfect.
Nah, well, it's a drag car, right?
Pro Street.
Yeah.
I don't think this car will ever see the track.
No?
Nah, the other one that I have.
Your wife might take it to the track once in a while.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
See, his wife tricked him into buying that car.
will see a track.
Yeah, tell him your story about your 81. He has an 81.
I got see, that's the
original.
weird part. It all started with a 1970 Formula 400. Progressed, turned it into a Pro Street car. Car got rear-ended by a drunk. I told my body guy, can we convert this to an 81? Because I got in the accident in 82. And he's like, sure, I got to already change quarter panel and bumper and rear body panel. He says, go buy a pro stock fiberglass nose and we'll build you an 81. So the 70 became an 81. And I raced it and drove it on the street, did a lot of stuff with it, sold it in time for the 1992 Hot Rod Magazine Fastest Street Car Shootout. And the car was number 2 qualifier. And was one of the 10 fastest street legal cars in America in 1992.
Dang, that's awesome.
And I got the car back a few years ago.
You still got it?
Yeah, so it's a basket case, but I'm going to rebuild that and modernize that. And making a lot of changes. I got a Lanco transmission for it. Big block.
That's awesome.
And that's actually going to be... I'll probably be one of the few people that owns a Pontiac big block.
There you go.
Because it's a Chevy motor, but it's going to have Pontiac Pro Stock heads, and they have a Pontiac part number on them.
That's weird.
So there's your Pontiac big block.
That's why we let him back into the room.
That was done for Pro Stock. They had to have a Pontiac part number on it in order to run them back then.
Right. That's funny.
What's up, everyone?
How you guys doing?
I got my little buddy here. He's got a snow day tomorrow.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's not in bed.
That's what's up.
You guys got some
what's
weather.
up, everyone?
Hello. Hi, buddy.
How's everyone doing? I heard what y'all were talking about earlier about the what's called the LSs and everything.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you heard it, and your computer wasn't even on.
No, it was on.
He heard it coming through the window.
Right.
Little birdie told me. What's up, Jared, man? Garrett, how you doing?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. You see the picture that we posted up, right?
Yeah.
We had a good time at PRI.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
100%.
I'm hoping, man. I'm praying that SEMA happens this year and some more shows like LS Fest. I'm hoping.
Oh well, yeah. LS Fest will happen for sure. I mean, and I work with Holly, pretty regularly, so I'll be at all of those.
Yeah.
What's up, Garrett?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you, brother. I subbed your YouTube channel and followed you on Instagram right now when you guys were in there talking. So
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah. You got some awesome stuff on there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's really fun because, like I said, it's just scouring Instagram and just seeing like the coolest content that's out there and basically just resharing it for everybody to see on a broader scale. Because you get guys. That's the thing. Like I've had this idea for a while where I know a lot of builders. I know a lot of shops around the country, And I of course I know the big guys like, you know, Detroit Speed, Ring Brothers, so on and so forth. But there's so many smaller shops that are around the country, mom and pop shops that build. They, you know, they'll be building a car for 10 years and show up at the Autorama in Detroit and be, you know, competing for the Riddler. But you've never heard of them before.
Never heard of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I've thought about doing this series basically because even the big name shops, right? You see the car, they highlight the car that they're building, one of the bigger names, and they'll debut it at Good Guys Columbus or SEMA, and then the car gets all the love, but the shop never gets any love. So the consumers, the people that are fans, never get to see behind the scenes. They never get to see behind closed doors as much as the company wants to show of how it took and how long it took to make this car. So I've had this idea, you know, working with some of the bigger shops that I already know that will then lead to, you know, the smaller mom and pops that find out about it that want to, you know, get highlighted because they built dope stuff too. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's the thing I love about Instagram, because you do find those smaller shops, you know, every now and again through the explore page, or people will send you something and you're like, oh man, this is cool. And then I get to broadcast it and show it to all my followers. So that's what I really enjoy doing.
Right on.
Yeah.
I basically started my magazine for the same reason, All Ins magazine. And what I do is I highlight everybody from go karts to NASCAR, you know, and everything in between. So I did this. I wanted to do the same thing because my area here in Ohio, there's a lot of nice cars, man, that guys build in their garage, but they never get seen.
So how do you get into that magazine?
It's all online. It's allinsmag.com. And I just, when I see something I like, I post it, you know, and I'll do a little write up on it. You know what I mean? And
hey, Arco, you got to know someone, Arco.
Yeah, right.
You got to know the guy.
Big dog. Big dog.
Another guy. So me and Terry have talked about doing the same exact thing, is actually going to the shops and meeting up with people like that.
Yeah.
So,
it's a cool, I mean, it's a cool thing. It's just, it's a lot of logistics with it, man. It's obviously cost involved and this, that, and the third. I've had a couple of shops. I talked to some guys at SEMA that I know and met obviously for the first time. I don't know if you know those guys. J-Rod Customs are out of Washington State. They built that really, really, really nice like 67 Suburban. Out in I think my mother's booth outside, and it's on I think it's on a Roth Speed chassis, big 405 tires in the back with an LT4 swap. And that's a bad truck, man. And they build a lot of cool stuff. And they told me they'd be down for me to come out there and do something like that. So I got the chances. I just have to figure out the logistics and like the money. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't afford to. Yeah. If it's local people, like I could drive down to, you know, Alabama to go to, you know, Goolsby Customs or something, or Johnson's Hot Rods. But I'm not driving this, you know, Washington State.
Yeah. Where are you from?
You got to bring like maybe a crew of two, a camera crew, and all that stuff. It's kind of hard unless you have, like you said, you know.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
John, what were you saying?
Where are you located?
I'm in North Georgia. Okay. I grew up just outside of Atlanta in a city called Kennesaw. But I still live with my parents, and we just recently moved in the last year and a half. We moved up to the North Georgia mountains.
Okay. Hey, cool. So I'll have to hook you up with Tony Monroy over in your area, Garrett.
Okay, where is he at?
He's in Georgia, but I'm not sure what town he's in. But trust me, it'd be worth you going over there and meeting the guy and seeing the cars that he builds by hand. Okay. He does. His cars are all handmade.
Oh wow!
And he does like these I don't even know how to explain it, man. These cars are beautiful. You know, the stuff that he's building by hand. It's all and he builds everything. He cuts the glass. He makes the interior. He builds the engines, chassis. I mean, he builds the whole car. You know,
that's crazy. Yeah, that's rare.
Yeah, that's rare. He's on Instagram and he's also on YouTube. And it's under Tony Monroy.
Tony Monroy.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Now, Arco ain't too bad with his hands.
That's what I was going to say. The same thing. You know, Garrett. You know, you're talking to a master fabricator right now. My man Arco, right there. Check out his site. Check out his page. My man bends his own. He's built. Hey, Garrett. When I say the man is building the car, he is building a car. He's rolling the metal. He's building the fenders. He's building a car.
That is, I mean, I tell you what, I know a couple of like metal fabricators, and that is like one of the most insane artistries. Yeah, it's literally artistries I've ever seen in my life. I have a buddy of mine. His name is John Barefoot, and he works at currently he works at Johnson's Hot Rods down in Alabama in Gadsden. I've seen his work, like the progression of the work that he's done on cars that they've had. And to see a car like literally sit on a chassis table and then come back a few months later and the whole thing is made, like seeing him make the fenders, it's like, that's insane. It's absolutely insane.
It's a lost art is what it is. I mean, because there's a lot of guys that don't do that anymore, man. And, and that's what got me so fascinated with it years ago. But, you know, Heidi started saying, hey, you know, you should film this stuff, put it on YouTube and whatever. And you know, that's the thing is like, my YouTube channel was like 3,000 subs or whatever. And when she started posting like the metal shaping videos and stuff and building the fenders and the parts for this car or whatever, I mean, it got me 15,000 subs in 28 days on my YouTube channel. So it just blew up, you know? Yeah.
That's amazing. And honestly, bro, that's the kind of stuff that you should post as reels, Instagram reels.
See, I never heard of that either because I'm new to this whole social media thing, to be honest. I mean, I don't know crap about it. I'm even trying to learn how to tag my videos myself because Heidi did all that stuff. And she's so busy now because she's kind of a bigwig now, and I'm the little guy now. So she's doing all this stuff with her new shop, and so I'm trying to learn how to do all the Instagram and TikTok and tagging the videos and, you know, all that crap. So
yeah, it's tough, man. But like honestly, the tags are, I won't say they're not important. They're definitely important, but I would just start by just posting some of the videos, you know what I'm saying? Just making under-minute videos and posting them as an Instagram reel, which they, you know, they give you an option when you hit the little plus button. Because like that's the kind of stuff that you'll walk away from the phone, you'll post it, and then in 3 days it's got 100,000 views.
Right.
For real. Like, and it's nothing that you necessarily did other than just post it. Which is why I was saying sometimes the hashtags don't mean nothing. Sometimes the video just goes crazy.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm making really good money on my YouTube channel, but as far as Instagram, can you make money on Instagram too?
You can. They're starting to do a program similar to TikTok where you get revenue or whatever.
Sorry about the noise, you guys. Heidi's working behind me. So
you're okay.
What's he doing? Unloading the dumpster? Jeez.
Hey, don't pick on her. She only has one eye right now.
Yeah, right. Not to interrupt, but what Lewis just said earlier in the she comes running in the bathroom, she's bleeding all over like this, blood coming out of her eye, and I'm like, what the hell did you do? And she says she was in the back room feeding the dogs, flipped the dog food bag up to put it in the other one and poked herself in the eye with the dog food bag. Cut the hell out of her eyeball, not like around her eye, her actual eyeball.
Oh no.
And I mean, it was just pouring blood out, you know.
Gonna be all right? Is her eye gonna be all right?
Yeah, she's good, man. Yeah, she's in here working. Last year she had her finger bit off and didn't even, when we got home, she went and worked out. So yeah.
If that's what you call working. It sounds like she's pissed off to me.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't want to be working with her.
That's wild.
Hi guys, where are you?
Hey,
I have emotion.
Where are you?
I don't know if you can see that. I have pink stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, this isn't going to work unless I can do it in the dark. So I will do it.
So she's doing the emulsion and everything for screen printing, and you got to do it in the dark so that you could dye the I don't know how it works, but you dye the deal somehow within the dark.
Screen.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys, man.
Oh no, you're good.
So as far as like Instagram, you can make money, and you were talking about that though.
Yeah, they're offering what they call bonuses or something like that. I think
Promotions. I've been seeing that. Like they want.
Yeah. Well, promotions is like you pay Instagram to promote and boost the video, but there's a thing where Instagram will send you an invitation for a limited amount of time to make bonuses on posting reels. And I had gotten it like a while back when they first kind of pushed it out, and I kind of messed around and didn't set it up. And ever since then, I haven't been able to find it and been able to set it up. So I'm kind of pissed because a buddy of mine was telling me he just got it. And I'm like, man, with the amount of views I've been breaking in the bread, but it is what it is. But
Well, I
no,
got,
it
I
just
got issues with Instagram, and I'm
say again.
new. I got issues with Instagram, and I'm new.
Well, that's because they're owned by Facebook.
Right.
Fact.
That's the problem. So I
Yeah.
was looking around at some stuff, and then I like found this link about monetizing and whole deal, and they came up with reasons that I probably can't, and they cited that my content is not original.
Really?
And I'm saying to myself, who the F are you saying my shit's not original? Because my shit don't exist until I do it and post it. It don't belong to nobody else but me.
That's weird you say that because I have my channel is able to be monetized, even though that 99% of the content is reshared. It's not mine.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And I only have like 200 followers right now, so I'm nowhere near any of that. But I was like, where do you guys come off with that crap? And and there's no way to talk to these people either.
Oh no, not at all. And that's the thing I hate about
they
it.
ask you a question: was this helpful?
Yeah.
Yes or no. But you can't contact these asshats and tell them straight up. What do you think?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
YouTube's the same way, man. It's impossible to get a hold of anybody on YouTube.
Yet,
Forget it.
how come when I listen to the news and there's issues that media can get in touch with Facebook, politicians can get in touch with Facebook, famous people can get in touch with Facebook,
There you go.
and Instagram, but Joe Schmo, no, you're not allowed. So I don't know. Why do I even bother with these guys?
It's a bunch of crap.
Oh man. So that's the thing to start doing. You got to start doing reels because reels are real.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, 100%. That's really
I did a reel last week, and I took a DJ that was mixing a song, and man, I got so many hits on that. I can't believe how many people were jumping on that. And it, I just shared it, and I was listening to it. I was like, wow, this dude's jamming, right? And I got all kind of hits.
That real, yeah.
Now you have Garrett, you have a YouTube channel also, but any good advice on our YouTube channels as far as doing the same thing?
Yeah, the YouTube thing, man, that's a little out of my realm, bro. I need advice on that myself. Honestly, I just know like the basics of YouTube is just consistency. Like consistency is the biggest thing. I mean, Terry can kind of vouch on that or whatever, but it's wild. Like the problem is the reason why I haven't divulged a lot of effort and time to it is because I don't have any particular thing to be consistent with, which is why I don't do it. Like I'm waiting to start this new build, and that'll be my thing that I do consistently, whether it be a video a week or 2 videos a week, blah, blah, blah. But I'm thinking about it now, just the other day, the way that parts are right now, that may make it hard. And that's another reason why I haven't announced it. And I'm honestly gonna wait to announce it and wait to post content. What I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna backlog content. So I'll probably once I get enough of my parts in, I'm probably gonna work on it for like 4 or 5 months or whatever, and be 4 or 5 months in, and then start rolling out the content. That way I don't, lock myself in. Once I run out of, parts, I can't make content no more. You know what I mean?
Waiting for a hood for this thing since July.
I'm about 17 videos ahead.
Yeah.
So
that's the beautiful thing about the internet. Nobody has to know what your time frame is. You make your own time frame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So long as you don't give it away. If you don't post on Instagram that the car is halfway put together, but your videos say otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be.
Well, the other thing is you timestamp yourself if you work. If you're outside, you can see, hey, there's snow, and how come it's July?
Right.
or there's trees, but it's February. Or you live by Arco and there's like sun.
Yeah. The other thing too is
no snow.
Like honestly, I could care less if people think like, oh, the time frame's off. Who cares?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to be right for me. I want to give my people consistent content. This is the way I have to do it. And it makes it even harder now because of COVID and everything's back ordered. So you kind of have to do that.
My web guy says it all the time. He says content is king, and he's right.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't
And
matter
I was
what
thinking about doing that where I loaded a bunch of videos and whatever, because there's days where I have, 5 or 6 videos in one day, just quick stuff or big full size videos. But on my channel, I don't even do editing. Like if I tell people all the time, what you get is in real life, that is us.
Yeah.
There's been times where Heidi and I have a knockdown, drag out, screaming, cussing match right in the shop, and it gets loaded on YouTube that day. I mean, that's what we put on there, and I'm like, I'm not cutting out nothing. That's how it's going on YouTube.
That's
and
fine.
if I cut myself and I'm bleeding all over the place, I'm like, you guys are gonna see that too, And we try to keep it real, and that's where I think on my YouTube channel, it's one of my biggest compliments from people is when they meet us in real life, they're like, man, you guys are the same assholes in life, just like you are in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. People respect. That's another thing I was talking about with like a lot of these, these other content creators or whatever, is like a lot of them put on a persona, man, and I don't like that. Like that's just not me. You know what I'm saying? 99% of the time, I'm the same dude, no matter where I'm at. I mean, everybody has a bad day or whatever the case may be, but I'm the same dude. I'm gonna talk to anybody. If you come up and talk to me, I'm gonna talk to you. So like, and I'm not gonna put on like some fake like, super hyper attitude online and then be all, dull in person. Like, no, how I am is how I am, not all the time. And so the way you are, just like you said, doing it, everything y'all do in the shop, and it's the same way people meet you in person. That's good, man. People like that. They don't like all that scripted TV crap,
Yeah,
hate it.
yeah, and it's fun. It's been a lot of fun too, because we started my channel 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that, and I really like it that it's grown enough where people like we'll be all over Minnesota, and people come up to us and they're like, I watch your YouTube channel, and I'm like, man, that's like a huge compliment. Thank you, you know. And
really
I'm gonna start. I'd like to start like keeping in my truck, keeping some stickers or something, just to say, hey, thank you, because if it wasn't for the support of the audience, you wouldn't have nothing. And that's what it's all about. It's about taking care of supporting them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amen.
I mean, it's for me. I mentioned earlier is like up until recently, I didn't really put my face out there much, so nobody knew who I was. I'd go to a show. And I'm still me, so I'm gonna talk to people, whatever the case, and then I'll get back from the show, or I'm at the show still, and I'm posting about it. I'm there, or I'm posting pictures of the stuff there. People are like, "Yeah, man, you're here," or whatever, and I'm like, "Yeah," but they don't know.
Yeah, because when I first met you, Garrett, it was at the Lateral G dinner, I think 2018.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who this guy was. I was like, who is it? And he had to tell me who he was. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but now people are starting to recognize me, which is cool and it's weird at the same time. Mm-hmm. But, when people come up to me, it's like people think that just because you have 2.2 million followers that you're going to be all like high and mighty and have a big head about you.
Yeah.
Some people are. They think their stuff don't stink. That ain't me.
Some people think that when they have only 10,000 followers.
Well, I know, and it's like
like Terry.
The follower numbers are cool and all, bro. But like, I'm gonna say I don't care. I care, but it's like it doesn't define me.
No.
So like I don't give a damn if I have 10 million followers, 2 million followers. Like, if you go out of your way to talk to me, as long as I don't really have anywhere pressing to be, we will sit there and talk. And I'll share this one story and I'll stop talking so much.
No, please.
I was at the Holly's Mo Party event this past September, and I was working for them. So I was kind of busy. I was shooting cars, and I walked up on this Coronet, and the family was sitting behind the car. It was a son that was in like high school, his mom and his dad. And I'm shooting the car, and I end up asking him a question about it. And the dude, the kid, recognized me. Was like, "Hey, man, you're the dude that runs Americanmusclehd." I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's me or whatever." And he was like, "Bro," and then he gets all hype and he starts telling his dad, he's like, "Yo, Dad, this is the dude I was telling you about, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Man, that's so cool." So I sat there and I, again, I had stuff to do, but I sat there and talked with this kid for like 30 minutes. And he told me that he wants to go and do like automotive design or whatever, what he wants to go to college for. So I told him, I was like, "Look," I was like, "Bro, I can't promise you nothing, but like I know designers that work for SRT and whatever. So, maybe when you're done school, I can put in a word for you, maybe get an internship or something. I don't know, And he's like, man, that's awesome, man. I appreciate it or whatever. So ended up he wanted to get a picture with me. And I'm like, what? I was like, really? I was like, that's awesome. So I got a picture with the kid, and then we went about our way. And he, he DM'd me afterwards and thanked me for talking with him. And I'm just like, hey, that's crazy to me.
You know what's really creepy is when somebody asks you for your autograph. I had a dude ask me for my autograph. I'm like, are you gonna try to steal my identity?
I will never get a big head about myself. I've told my closest friends, I said, if you ever see anything change in my personality from this, you hit me upside the head. But I said, I know I've made it when somebody asked me for my autograph. And it's funny because at LS Fest East last year, the cell service is terrible there. You can't get in contact with anybody. A buddy of mine who I was trying to meet him. He afterwards he told me that he got a hat signed by Cletus McFarland, and he told me he was trying to find me to get me to sign the same hat.
Oh man, that's cool.
And I said, bro, you're lying. I was so mad though, because I'm like, dude, I could have had my first autograph signing, and I couldn't do it because I couldn't get his messages. I was so mad.
Well, I tell you what, when they ask you for your picture, that's an updated autograph.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. It's an
when
autograph.
they ask you for your picture, can I get a picture with you? That's an autograph right there. That's an 80s autograph.
Yeah. No, 100%.
He wants to meet you because he got the same first name.
That's true. That's true. I thought I was like, you can have two Garrett signed on the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's his name,
Hey,
Garrett.
did you see what Justin says right here about what is your thoughts on platform? The most beneficial or whatever. What do you guys think on that?
Well, I can tell you right now, and I don't know what type of content you put out. If it's long form content, YouTube for sure.
Yep.
That's like the only platform really for that. But right now, man, just honestly, it is Instagram and TikTok really are the two strongest apps to get like you want to grow on.
Yeah, if you're going to stand there and dance.
Well, no. It's funny. I know a lot of car guys that have huge followings on TikTok, man. Like
really?
they have a particular car, bro, and they almost hoard out, and they have so much content of that car, and their videos go crazy.
And see, like the other night, I did a TikTok on that truck that I'm building in the shop right now, and I figured I'd just do a quick talk about it on TikTok, and then I did it on Instagram too. And I literally got like 67 subs on my YouTube channel that night because I put on the TikTok. I put on the bottom of it, go check out Outlaw Edge YouTube channel,
Yeah.
And so I got blasted with a bunch of subs, and I was like, sweet. Well, something's working,
It's crazy. Yeah. The cross pollination from TikTok is insane. Like if you link your Instagram and you get a video that goes viral on TikTok, and you'll get mad followers from TikTok to your Instagram or your YouTube. You know what I mean? So, long form content is YouTube all day. Facebook, I wouldn't even bother with really, unless you're trying to sell a product. Then you can have a business page on Facebook. But other than that, Instagram and TikTok.
Cool.
The only TikTok stuff I see is what they stuff into Facebook.
Yeah.
As I'm scrolling through, and it's always girls showing dance moves.
Yeah.
Dina even did one. Dina Parisi.
I know. Or they make believe they lip sync to these snippets of songs, and I'm like,
skit.
So is this what TikTok is all about? Is lip syncing little snippets of songs or showing you? There's like this one little audio clip that it seems like everybody uses, and they show the dance moves slow, and then they go regular speed, and I'm like, and it's like one after another, and I'm like, what is the world coming to?
I get trapped on some of those when people go on rants. They'll get on and talk about McDonald's cup or something, and then they just go crazy. And then the next video is McDonald's fries. It just keeps going.
Yeah. Now there's some really, really good original content creators on there, like that do skits and stuff like that. So that's I like scrolling through and finding those type of people. But yeah, a lot of it is just dancing. But
I would hear it.
Yeah.
I've
seen some videos where I was like absolutely amazed at the dancing.
Oh, 100%.
There's one where there's a camera that's kind of up, kind of high, and there's this long, wide staircase, and there's a guy kind of like dancing up the steps in the middle, and there's two young boys at the bottom, and he like goes halfway up, and he's like doing stuff, and then he comes down, and then the three of them are doing it, and
I've seen that.
and the syncopation was amazing between the three of them, and I'm like, oh my god,
You got
There's
some
a-
extremely
there's a lot of
talented people
talent
out
there.
there, man. I mean,
There's a
even
lot of
the
talent.
drummers. The drummers are sick.
I
Yeah, the
haven't seen
musicians-
any drummers yet.
Oh, I
I'm
see
not
this one
on
guy. He
TikTok.
took the stick and he's
Oh, yeah,
drumming
he was-
the stick, and the stick is going back and forth.
Yeah.
He's
Saw that.
I'm a
That
star.
video was crazy.
Crazy, right?
I
That
thought
video
that had to be fake. You know, he's bouncing it off the stuff, and the stick like had life to it. I'm like, my
Yeah.
sticks don't do that,
Dude,
man.
the
What's going
freaking
on?
the rhythm he had by doing that was ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Nylon
I
tip
love-
or a wood tip.
I love the
We're
music.
moving too fast, John. You couldn't tell.
I love the
Okay.
music TikToks because I played saxophone growing up. From
Oh, there
middle
we
school.
go. See, got somebody else to join the
We
band.
got another member of the band. All right.
Hey, I haven't picked up my horn in probably over a year. I need
All
to go.
right. We're rusty too.
I need to go make sure the pads aren't dry rotted or whatever. But I was super excited because I found a box of reeds from high school. I've been out of high school for 10 years now, so but
Don't
I
even
found
go
a
there.
box of reeds that was brand new, still in the package, and I'm like, you know what? That gives me a reason to go get my horn, so I'm definitely gonna go probably play it soon.
Cool.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
You got to do some reels on that.
So, Garrett, I got to know. I've been wondering this all night. Do you work in a shoe store or are you in your closet?
This is my closet, and
Son
this
of
is
a-
just
I had a
like
feeling that's what you were going to say.
this is just like here. Hold on.
Right?
This is just like
Oh my god.
Damn.
That's
and it
like
goes
that's
and it
like
goes
our
into my
car parts
room. It
collection.
goes into my room, so it's like, yeah, I've got a lot of shoes, bro. I've got like, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I've got like 320, 30 pairs, something like that.
I'm not surprised if you met the guy. I'm not. That's why I didn't say anything about it. I was like, I'm not surprised.
I had to know.
Do
I
you
had to know.
stick to one style? Are they all Jordans or?
No,
or
I've got
do they
a little
mix
bit of
up?
everything. I've got New Balance, I've got Vans. I mean, predominantly it is Jordans. That's like 2/3 of my collection, but I've got, Nike, Scottie Pippen Nikes. I've got Charles Barkley Nikes, everything.
God.
You got any
Now-
Chris Webber Dadas?
No, I don't have any Dadas, man. I remember the Dada spinners. Remember those with the spinner, like the wheel that was actually on the side of the. No, I remember those. And honestly, if they ever came
Really?
back, I would buy one just for the nostalgia of it.
Dada.
Man.
I like the kids' sneakers that have the little wheel in the bottom of them.
Oh yeah,
They go
Heelys.
zipping along.
The Heelys, yeah.
Heelys, yeah.
I could never get into
I still
those
see
when I was
kids
a kid.
running around with those things in the store.
You never got a
I'm
pair.
like,
If
that
he,
is
if,
cool.
he, if he got a pair, I would have a pair, man.
I'd bust my behind on a pair of those, bro. That's why I never had them. But yeah, the shoes are like my. It's so my three things. The reason why I don't have no money is cars, shoes, and guns.
There you
That's
go.
why I don't-
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to bring up your gun collection or your I don't know your collection, but your on your other Instagram, I was checking out your shooting, and
Yeah.
I'm into guns too, man. And it's rare to see a black guy with guns.
Yeah.
So when I see
Yeah,
it,
Unless you're
I'm
in
like,
the
yeah, unless you're in the hood.
Oh, facts. No, facts.
Hey, you set yourself up for that one, bro.
Yeah,
legit.
no, man. It's funny. I don't know, man. My brother kind of got me into the gun thing when I was younger, and then when I was up to buy them, I bought a shotgun was my first gun. Then I bought obviously I bought an AR. I think after that, and then when I turned 21, I got a SIG pistol, and obviously like anything else, I don't know how to do anything in moderation, so I have a lot of guns now.
Yeah, it's
But-
addicting.
and
That's cool.
Right now, it's not a bad thing to have a bunch of.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
The world's falling
ammo.
apart right now, brother.
Fact. I mean, thankfully, I live in an area where I don't ever really need to worry about ever using it or whatever. But it's one of those things. It's like anything else. You'd rather have it and not need it than need it and
Yep.
not have it.
Exactly.
But
I catch.
I just enjoy shooting.
Yeah, I do too. I caught myself buying a lot of shoes too. I probably got 100 pair, and then I started buying watches because I couldn't afford the cars, so I bought watches, shoes,
But it's funny you say that. I mean, like,
guns.
if you take the value of those and consolidate it, I mean, you can own a car. I look at my sneaker collection. If I consolidated the whole value of my sneaker collection, bro, I could have my '67 Chevelle.
I got.
Is that your ride, Garrett? 67?
That's what I want, man. That's my attainable dream car.
I got one in the garage.
Is it a convertible?
No.
I gotta have a convertible.
Nah.
Cruiser
With a
man.
big block.
I'm honestly thinking it's gonna probably be a big block. It probably
could be real mild. 396, 427, 454.
It was 4-speed car.
Yeah, it has to stay. It either be a 4-speed or I'd go a little modern and go to a 5-speed just for the
good idea
aspect.
You gotta have a 6. Don't even waste your time. 6.
Put a 12 bolt in it so it stays Chevy.
Go straight to 6 with 410, 411 gears. Be done with it.
See, you want me to be hot rodding. I'm trying to just cruise, man.
I'm sorry, Terry. Terry, did you say coyote?
This conversation's over.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got something in my earpiece. Hold on.
You were quiet.
Okay.
Do I have to get on you tonight? I've been practicing tonight for you.
Come on, Terry. I love you.
I love you back, man.
That's funny.
That wasn't a Mustang. Oh, I'm sorry.
That would be wild. A Coyote swapping a Chevelle. I get beat up for that.
Now you'd be safe in the hood. Don't worry. They won't be able to catch you. Don't worry.
That's fact. Those Coyote motors are nasty. I won't sit here and lie to you.
We got one that was totaled at one of my body shops, and I'm trying to figure out how I can sneak that Coyote out through the fence and nobody knowing it.
One piece at a time, Johnny Cash.
I tell you, man.
That's it.
Funny. How do you
They're having problems getting parts for it. They're having problems getting parts for it, so it's been sitting, and they pushed it back up against the fence, and I'm like, man, I think I can cut that fence. I think I can find a few things on the truck to cut that one out.
They just roll in a tool cart every day and you just roll it out with another piece in it. That's all.
There you go.
And the last night go in big. Just be like, get it out of there.
What year Mustang is it in?
It's a fairly new one. I mean, it's like I to be honest, I don't even know what year, but it's
newer body style.
It's
just hire a flatbed and tell the people in the dealership that they're moving the car to another shop.
I asked the guy, I said, man,
like you've done that before, John.
He said of course the guy's extremely high strung. He's one of these guys that drink 3 Red Bulls and is all wound up on chocolate or something. He's like, I gotta get this car out of here because it's tying up. I'm not making any money on it. And I was just like, just keep pushing it a little closer to the gate, and I'll make sure we find a way for that thing to disappear.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the story of Carroll Shelby? He back in the day, he rented cars to Hertz.
Yeah.
And the guys would rent the cars and steal the motors out of them and put V6s in them and take them back.
They would rent the car and go weld a roll bar in it and take it to the drag strip.
Or they'd pull out the hypo motor, just put in a regular 289 and send it back.
Yeah. I went to a shop and they had a tour, and this is last year he was alive, man. I got to meet him before he passed. Me and my wife, we talked to him for a minute, and it was a heck of a tour, man. When you leave out of there, you want a Mustang or a Shelby truck, man. I'm telling you, or a Cobra. Yeah. I mean, you fired up when you come out of that place.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys were a different breed, man. I've driven like the factory built Superformance Cobras. And I've driven like pretty much all the variations that they offer. I've driven the classic, Mark IIIs with the big and the BFGs, that had. And I do not understand how those guys drove those 427s on those non-radial tires, bro. I about put one of them into a curb, trying to get silly in one of them, man. Those things are insane.
Yeah.
And they were not built to get around turns real well. Back then.
You try turning those things and they understeer like crazy.
Super understeer. They got a lot of camber change, and those bias ply tires, they roll underneath.
Yeah.
I
don't get it. I really don't get it. Those guys
technology is totally different now. I mean, you jump in a brand new Mustang and it's like being on rails.
Oh yeah.
I remember I saw an episode. I forgot what TV show. I just happened to catch this, and they took. I forgot what driver it was. It was like someone like Stewart. Who was the driver? I forgot who it was. It was a big NASCAR. This is like maybe 3 years ago. Big NASCAR name. I forgot who it was. And what they did was they pulled out like a car like Richard Petty's old like 70 Charger.
Oh yeah.
And they had him drive around the track with that thing.
Oh man.
They had like a new driver drive like the most iconic 43. What year was that? That was like a 71 Charger, the red and blue one.
Yeah. That was like yeah.
They had
Was
like
it the Daytona Charger or a regular Charger?
No, a regular one.
No. They went into like the Hall of Fame, pulled this car out. Race Car Hall of Fame pulled this NASCAR of 1972 out car, and they let him drive it. And he was just like
worn out.
He says, "There's no way I could drive." No.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is those cars you actually have to drive them physically, keep them on the track. So it'd be like driving a dump truck nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, like 10 years ago, I went to Daytona to the Richard Petty thing, and you're driving a real NASCAR race car that's only like 2 years old. It's just, out of the system. Maybe mine was a Monte Carlo, and then there was that body change from the type of Monte that they were racing, and then they went to a new body. Yeah.
No.
So
it was a newer body, like the newer.
Yeah.
Body.
So we were I was, that's the style cars that they were driving at the time, and these were totally legit NASCAR stockers, and I was completely amazed at how much wheel action you got to put into this car to get around the Daytona high banks at 150 miles an hour. I was like so impressed when I got out of the car. I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me here!"
Yeah.
It was insane. You're driving, and I only went 10 laps, and I got out of the car and I'm like, "How did these guys do a 500-mile race in these things?"
Oh man, I couldn't even imagine.
How fast were you going, John?
All out. I went 151.90, almost
151?
152.
We actually have one of those cars at the shop. It's Dick Trickle's old Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
But they just change the engine and transmission, but everything else is as raced.
Yeah.
And we blasted around a parking lot a couple times. We want to take it upstate. There's a couple tracks upstate, and you can bring your own car. So
Run what you
we're
run.
gonna do it last summer, but they shut it down because of COVID. So
anybody that says NASCAR is not a sport doesn't understand the
idiots if you don't think that.
Now, I won't sit here and say this is just my opinion. I can't sit here and say, because I've been to actually a NASCAR race in Vegas. It's not the most entertaining thing for a longevity standpoint. Because after you've seen them gone around the track 4 times, you've just seen it a million times. It's like, all right, is somebody going to wreck now or what? Like,
that's what it is. It's like hockey. You're waiting for a fight.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Years and years ago, my wife bought tickets to the Daytona 500. And we had never been to a NASCAR race, okay? So she got tickets right when you come out of pit row and you get into that first turn. So she found tickets that were like within like the first 6 or 7 rows from the front.
Oh, y'all fight, yeah.
So we were thinking, oh man, this is gonna be awesome, we get to you can't see the whole track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because there's so much crap in the infield.
You see what's in
And the
front of you.
cars come
Trailers and all
by.
that. Yeah.
Right. The best seats are all the way at the top. Nobody knew.
And you were
So
probably
the place is loaded with all of these drunk rednecks. It was like, I'm like, oh my God. Couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is not my element, I'm a drag racer and I'm a dirtbag car guy, but these people were like underground. It was ridiculous. They were shot, stoned and drunk at 8:30 in the morning,
You went to a fight and a NASCAR race broke out.
Right.
Right.
So we're sitting there and they come off a pit road and they go around and making a couple of laps and a pace car goes in and everybody's on the hammer and they go by and it's just like,
Man.
and then you don't see anything because they're gone until they get to the back straight. And then all you hear is this drone of all of these engines.
Yeah.
And you watch them go down the back straight. Then they disappear. And then you don't see them again until they come into the last turn and come down the front straight. And she was like, this is ridiculous. Never again.
Yeah.
We wound up leaving early because you got to park like 6 miles away, and they bring you to the track on buses. So they have these outsourced parking areas that you are forced to go to, and you get on a bus with 200 other people, and you drive for like 15 minutes, and they let you off.
Those same drunk people you're going to be driving with for it. I got you.
Right. So I said to her, you know what? There's 10 laps left. Let's get out of here now. Before the crowd, we got on the bus, got in the car, got back on I-4, heading back to where we are, and we just listened to the rest of the race on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
I had 10 years. I went to Daytona for 10 years. Yeah. And you just have to take in the atmosphere.
The fumes.
Yeah.
No,
but the stuff that makes it different than drag racing, okay? If you're not somebody special, you don't get down in the pits and you don't see what's really going on down there.
Oh, well, you can. You just got to know how to do it.
Drag racing, you buy your ticket, you see everything.
Well, see, that was the thing.
Drag racing's everything to me. I mean, like I used to drag race, and I miss it. You know, we actually just got that drag frame and getting ready to build another one so my stepdaughter can race. And
I had to get 2 different scanners because for me, you know, I could listen to one guy. I mean, I can go and listen to my driver and listen to his crew chief, and they're talking about the car and what they got to do, and you can see what they're doing on the track. Now, like my wife, she wanted to hear the announcers talk about the race. And, you know, so she's watching it like she's watching it on TV, and I'm watching it just because I'm watching one car. Right. So, like I said, I mean, it's all how you do it. You know, I had, like I said, 10 years. I had season tickets for 10 years down there.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I didn't have scanners. I didn't have anything. We're just
sitting there. So I mean, you know, you just gotta know. And like I said, one year we used to go to Dover, and we get up at the crack of dawn, and I said we're going, and the wife's like, the race isn't until 1. You know, it's 5 a.m. And I said, come on, we're going. We get up there, and of course, drive right in, park, you walk right through the gate, walk right into the garage, and then they closed it off because, you know, people are starting to come in. So now you're down in there. So now you're pretty much on pit row. And until somebody realizes that you don't belong there, you're pretty much stuck. So you're, you know, seeing all the activity and so forth.
I kind of knew, you know, what we were walking into kind of early. And as we were actually driving to where you park, there's this tremendous campsite. And there was a billboard for like beer or something, but the billboard wasn't high. Like the platform that the guys would stand on to change the billboard was maybe like 10 feet in the air. And there was 2 guys standing there at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, peeing off the platform.
Nice.
My wife's like, "Oh my god!"
When we went to Dover, that was sponsored by Budweiser back in the day. So you do the Bud Bash the night before. And boy, I tell you one thing, man, I woke up in the infield face down with the morning dew on one side and the grass on the other, man. I tell you, that was a rough.
I tell you what, say what you want, but I'm telling you what's happening, what's going to happen. Drifting is going to be the UFC of auto sports.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of guys that do drifting.
Is what UFC was the boxing.
Yep.
Because these cats are real. I see these guys doing donuts going at 100 miles an hour down a straight.
Well, look at that video on Garrett's page.
I was going to say, that Corvette that he posted.
That dude was like
360 and then exiting, drifting.
Yes. I hit that as soon as I subbed up on you. I hit that video and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I'm impressed.
See, I've had the pleasure of being able to ride with a number of like the big name drifters like Lauren Healy and Vaughn Gittin and Chelsea Denofa, just to name a few. And I remember one time I was riding with Vaughn and we hit a 360. We were drifting and he hit a 360 and then we came out of it. We didn't drift out of it into a turn, but we were just like on a skid pad and he hit a 360. It was the coolest thing ever, man. Like riding with a professional drifter, there's like no other feeling like it. Like it is absolutely insane the amount of control those guys have over those cars.
Yeah, that's the good thing is because they know how to control it. There's
How do you get that good? How many cars you got to
Practice.
mess up to get that good?
Oh, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's a lot of practice. It helps that he's sponsored by Monster, so he can wreck cars, and it's just
You wreck cars left and right, you know.
But thankfully, he's good enough. He doesn't do that. That at least that often. I remember I was at Circuit of the Americas last year. Oh no, 2020, and it's crazy these years running through each other now. 2020, and I forget the driver's name that drives that Volkswagen Passat. It's a taxi cat. It looks like a taxi. It's a drift car. But anyways,
I've seen that car. I seen a car like that. Yes.
We went out on Circuit of the Americas and was drifting Circuit of the Americas with that car.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The ones that blow me away are these burnout contests that they have like in Australia.
Yeah.
And you watch them doing those. It's almost like drifting, but they're coming out of the pad and going around the tracks, burning the tires.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of those cars, I mean, they got to be running 2,000 horsepower or more.
They got the head sticking up out of one of those old Narrows. I'm just like,
oh,
wow.
Hey, Terry, should I show Arco my video of me doing the burnout in my Monte Carlo?
I'm surprised you haven't shown him already. I think Arco would like to see that. Yes, my brother. Yo, show like this gentleman that burnout.
I balded my tires in 53 seconds. They were brand new tires, and they were gone in 53 seconds. Just to give you perspective.
You can share it.
I'll get it. I'll get it to you guys. What's it called? It was funny because had I not thrown the belt off my motor, I would have popped both tires, and that'd have been bad because then my quarters would have been gone.
The quarters would have been shot.
Yeah. It would have been a bad deal.
And don't be shy, Garrett. Send a whole bunch.
Yeah, I got a few videos.
Yeah, let them see who Garrett is. Introduce the boys to Garrett.
I got a few videos, man. I don't know. I enjoy my cars because they're just, I don't know, they're different. Like my Escalade, it's I built it just because it doesn't make any sense. I'm a single dude, and there's no reason why I should have an ESV Escalade, you know. But
why not?
I always wanted one, and it's just funny because I pull up to stoplights, and that thing hits that cam in that thing hits so hard, and people are like, "Where is that coming from?" And then they look over at me, and my truck's just sitting there shaking or whatever. And it's all-wheel drive, and I mean, I kid you not, that car can pull. I mean, that SUV can probably line most vehicles off the line, and it weighs 6,300 pounds.
That's cool.
But then they'll walk away from me because it
It weighs 6,300 pounds.
What about that? What is that thing you got, Terry? That SUV that it's S10 or whatever it is, or Trailblazer? Yeah. Oh, he froze up, didn't he?
Looks like it.
It's cold where he lives.
I think it's colder here right now. I'm looking at the deal. It's 27 below zero right now.
Get the hell out of here! That's
You're kidding me. How could you live there?
Dead serious. Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Do you have summer is like what, 2 weeks over there or something?
Oh, that's the most recent video. That's the most recent burnout.
All right,
play it down the bottom. Bingo. Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, it throws the smoke up pretty easily, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way he edited the video was kind of cool. How it just kind of fades into white. But yeah, no. The other video was it was in 2019. I was at LS Fest East, and I was part of the burnout con. So just to give you a quick backstory, because I'm actually probably going to have to hop off here in a little bit. My battery's about to die on my computer. What was I gonna say? So in 2019, I had got the car drivable, and me and my buddy left from Atlanta to go to Charlotte, North Carolina to start Power Tour 2019. The night after the first event, we were going to leave the next morning to go to Charlottesville, North Carolina, or Virginia. My car got stolen out of the parking lot of the hotel.
Oh,
mine along with 4 other cars.
Damn.
And long story short, they ended up finding my car a month and a half later, like 20 miles from where it got stolen. It was all intact, believe it or not. And I got the car back, that following September. So this happened in June. I got the car back in September, and I did a burnout at LS Fest. I was the first car to go up and do it. And it's funny, I almost won the entire burnout competition, but it kind of was rigged because the last car that went was like an 80s Ford Fairmont that had a BDS 671 blower sticking out of the hood. And it just, you can't beat that. Even though I think my burnout was better, you kind of lose to the car with the BDS blower sticking out of the hood. So, and he was a Holly employee, so it was kind of rigged in that sense too. But
set up to fit.
yeah, really, they did set me up. But people told me if I'd have gone like in the last 3, that I probably could have won. But because I went first, the way they do the judging is like it's a crowd applause for each person after.
Yeah,
the highest volume applause. So I stayed in first for like the first 5 cars, and then
I saw that. It was very impressive, man. That Blue Monty was killing it.
I appreciate it. I just kept my foot to the floor. I didn't let it up, and just let the car keep bouncing.
My man was just like spinning.
I didn't care. I was like, if anybody's gonna blow this car up, it's gonna be me.
It's gonna be you.
It's gonna be me. And I didn't care. I thought I blew it up. When I was finished, I looked down at the gauges and it said 257 degrees. I was like, oh my God. Thankfully, that was only for like maybe 10 seconds. So I shut it off really quickly and we pushed it off. But I'm still on those same head gaskets.
Same head gaskets.
Still on those same head gaskets. So
if you get a chance on my YouTube channel, go check out the car show burnouts.
Okay.
And on our last car show that we just had, well, let me back up. But we used to have a guy that would come in here every time we go to leave the car show. Everybody was leaving to go home from our car show. They would say, "Can we do burnouts?" And we were like, "Well, we're not allowed to say that you can or cannot."
Right.
But Heidi would tell them you could leave excitedly, is what she'd tell them. So they just roast the tires off.
Right.
Well, this burnout contest started getting crazy, and then Trevor came in there with like a 69 or 70 Chevy pickup, and this thing's got a LS3 or whatever it is in it, and just tears it up, just donuts and whatever. Well, this year at our car show, some hillbilly kid shows up, and everybody's rolling out of there, and they're doing burnouts and whatever. This kid came out, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I had to get people out of the way because this guy went absolutely berserk, man. Put on the biggest show we've ever seen at our car show. And he was in a like a 74 Chevy pickup, half ton, short bed, and he had just a beater small block Chevy in this thing, but he had a Muncie 4-speed in it. And he was doing this with a Muncie 4-speed, but he was you could tell he was hitting the throttle and the clutch and the brake all at the same time. Freaking dude was shifting gears while he was doing donuts. He was like 4th gear coming out of our car show, just out of control sideways, just doing donuts. It was so badass, bro. I was like, oh my God. I got it all on video too. It was like, and everybody just went absolutely nuts after this burnout, man.
That's
we're gonna build up a 68 GMC.
Yeah.
You know what you gotta do next year, Arco? You gotta set up a camera like up on a roof looking down.
Oh, that'd be so sweet, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or a drone. Yeah, we've actually been talking about doing some different stuff. And this our car show, the first year we did our car show, we had a few cars, but now it's just we take over the whole town. It's pretty badass.
Hey, Heidi has a drone.
She'll crash it right into you. Yep.
Somebody said you were like the mayor of the town.
My feet are cold.
We own half of Big Falls, but
that's what they were saying. They were saying you like own the town and you run the town, and I don't know. Heidi was like the governor or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she calls us the Southsiders because we own the whole south side of Big Falls.
How big is the town?
Yeah, there's like 200 people in the whole town.
As town owner, I think you should import some heat.
Yeah. Hey, now it's 28 below zero. So
hey, good.
Hey, listen, Arco has 2 cars for everybody in the town.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, we were talking about you last week.
Yeah.
About how you're not allowed to bring any kind of recording or electronic equipment into your lots where you got cars.
Yep. I only send private videos to people. I can send you a video, but you can't show it to nobody. We try to keep it a secret because we've had people go in there and steal stuff. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Last week, whoever we were talking to that knows you says, well, if you go there, he's going to take your cell phone.
That was
you
Joey
can't have
from Mill Creek.
GoPro.
We're gonna pat you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Get
allowed
one of
to
those
go into it anymore.
the air flying things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fingerprinted, and we're gonna do an FBI background check.
There you go.
Yeah, he's in
No
the chat
blame
room
you.
saying that was him.
Now we're gonna have a good time. I can't wait to go up to Lewis Lee's shop.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Actually, if you don't mind me talking about, you don't mind us talking about your event right now, do you, Lewis?
No, go ahead. No, you good.
I just talked to my buddy Jason from Iron Horse Garage, and he sent me some designs. We're trying to set up some like keychains or something that we can give people when we're at your event.
Mhm.
And Jason's working on doing something like that, so I want to talk to you about that later.
Okay, great.
And,
Great.
I'll send you some of the designs and show you what we're coming up with.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's sweet. So for the
yeah.
people that don't know, Arco, Terry, Joey, Tyler's hosting it at his shop. We're gonna cut my roof off the bus and lift it. And all these guys are coming in from Iron Horse, and a couple other gentlemen are coming in, and we're gonna make a big event out of it, man. We're gonna cut the roof off and put some windows in, and
Now we're gonna raise the roof. Woo,
we're gonna
woo.
raise the roof. We're gonna eat cookies and milk.
Jesus.
You know, it's about to go down.
Cookies and milk.
Yeah.
Come on, you only eat vegetables.
Yeah, I got the
You gotta
chocolate
keep up.
chips right here.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah,
when me-
these
Hey,
guys,
when me-
they called me from PRI in the hotel room with cookies and milk. I was like, you guys are partiers, but you know what's funny? I told them I'd be doing the same thing because I don't drink either. So it's like whatever.
hey, when me and Terry get together, we gotta have Oreos and a big glass of milk.
I bought
He
a-
came
I
to
bought a
my
big
house.
package of Oreos
Lewis
the
came
other
to my
day.
house last summer. Was it last summer, Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we, the wives went to sleep, and we went for a cookie. No, your wife went with us, didn't she?
Yeah, she went with us.
Okay, yeah, we went for a cookie run. I had to get my Oreos, man. I had to have my Oreos.
That's it.
And then when we were at PRI, we went Tyler went for a cookie run, but he added milk to it. So that was
I was
definitely
watching
perfect.
TV tonight. I was dunking ginger snaps in my coffee because the coffee was really hot. Before you know it, like half the cup of coffee was gone. That's how many ginger snaps I ate. Like sucked up half a cup of. That was a big cup.
There
Too.
you go.
Hey, we're gonna have to get you
Wow.
over to Ohio, Garrett. Go to that roof raising deal for the bus for Lewis's event. You know.
Oh, right on. When is it?
Yeah, January 29th and 30th in Youngstown, Ohio.
Is it gonna be this month?
Yeah, yep.
Next year? Okay, damn. Trying to think of my schedule, bro, because I may or may not be going to King of the Hammers.
Oh,
Oh, that's
King of
so
the
great.
I'm the king of the hammers.
So Garrett, what we're doing is I bought a old school bus.
Yeah, you're
And,
making a conversion, right?
Yeah, I'm converting it into an RV. So the fellas gonna help me lift the roof because I'm 6'5", and
Yeah.
I can't stand up in there, so I gotta go high.
I get it. Yeah, nah. If I don't have nothing going on, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be going to King of the Hammers.
What's the king of the hammers? Explain that one to me.
It's a desert off-road race out in Johnson Valley, California. So if you go you fly into Ontario Airport in California, like east of LA, you basically take the mountain pass up over like a little bit northeast over Ontario, about 3-4 hours, and you're just literally out in the middle of the desert. And they literally a town is created by all of the racers. Like people come in, bring RVs and everything, and literally a town is created in the middle of the desert, and they have this massive off-road race that's 200 miles long, and it has a bunch of different things. So there's straight out, full speed runs. There's short course part of it. There's rock crawling. It's a really cool event, and it's a long event too. There's different classes, and it goes. I think it's a week and a half event.
I'm surprised
Wow.
I've never heard of that because I'm from California, bro.
It's so much fun, dude. It's so much. You gotta look it up. It's so cool, and it's funny because all of the different locations that they race at, or they have to come through for the race, have some sexual connotation to them. So there's one of the rock crawling areas is called the Back Door. The other one's called Top of Thunder. There's a whole bunch. It's so funny, man. I went for the first time in 2019. I was out there with Optima batteries, and learning about like all of the things. It's so freaking hilarious, dude. But
there was an episode on TV with that guy Aaron, that used to work for Gas Monkey.
Yeah, Aaron Kaufman.
That's right. He built the truck and went to that race. He didn't do too well. He blew that thing up.
Yeah, Vaughn.
Hey, Lewis, Tyler just texted me right now. He says that sounds a lot more fun than going to raising a damn bus. I'm gonna go over
hey, I could throw you guys off here,
blocked, like Joey Collins always says, blocked.
Yeah. But no, it's a lot of fun. So like at nighttime, there's a couple, like I said, there's a couple different areas, and so like people that aren't racers will bring their their buggies out or their trail rigs, and they'll go out there and actually try to conquer these rock crawling areas at night. So like you imagine you're out there in the desert, everybody has side by sides or ATVs, and so in the middle of the night, pitch black, all you see is headlights and those neon whips on people's side by sides, and they're just all up and down it's so cool. And you get to these areas where they do the rock crawling, and people are just parked up on these sand dunes, and everybody's just out there drinking, watching these dummies try to go over these rocks. And I mean, it's technical.
Yeah.
Some guys try to take the technical line. Some other guys just say F it and just like floor it through these things. And I mean, it's I'm really not giving it any justice by explaining it. You actually have to go. It's one of the coolest automotive events I've ever been to.
There's got to be some YouTube stuff.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Type in just type in King of the Hammers. I'd be careful of typing in like backdoor and Chocolate Thunder.
Right.
You have to put King of the Hammers with that, otherwise you may get something to see.
Well, that's in the regular searches anyway, so
Yeah. Incognito tab. You got to do an incognito tab.
Like, oh, you're back. Good to see you again.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
So hey guys, it's my bedtime because I'm old.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I haven't had dinner, so I'm gonna go eat some dinner too. So
yeah, I'm gonna put this one to bed.
Listen, I got a sponsor for our food, so we're gonna eat good.
Sweet.
There you go.
Barbecue.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be surprised. But
Red Lobster.
We got food coming. Yeah, we have one lobster we all share.
No.
Hey, nice meeting you, Garrett.
It was nice.
Garrett.
I subscribed to you on YouTube, man. I'm gonna check.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'll hit you up on YouTube and stuff and Instagram.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, Garrett, listen, I tell all the guests that come on that once you're on here, you're family, man. You can come on anytime. If you have something you want to promote or, you just want to come hang out with us, this is what we do every Thursday. You know what I mean?
Right on. No, I appreciate that, man. For real. Thank you for having me, and thanks for the time. It was a lot of fun. Nice meeting you guys. Hopefully I'll meet all the rest of you guys in person.
Garrett, I'll probably be hitting you up for a radio show interview one of these days.
Okay.
I'll get your info from Lewis.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, he has a worldwide syndicated radio show, Motor Mouth Radio. So
right on.
You get on there, man. You really hit it. You big dog.
That would be happy to take the scraps of your followers.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Hey, whatever. Hey, I wish there was a way I could just be like, just pick them up and drop them. I wish that was the easiest way.
Well, whatever.
All right, yeah, we appreciate it, man. These guys, they stay on, so you're welcome to stay on. Ray runs the after party, so
okay. Yeah, I got my mom actually just hollered at me. I gotta go see what she wants real quick. It's the only downside to still living at home. You gotta, your mom calls, you gotta go do something.
Yeah, right.
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
It's all good.
All right, y'all have a great evening, man. I'll talk to y'all.
Garrett, nice meeting you.
Garrett, we'll be in touch, man.
All right, yes,
all
sir.
right, fellas.
Yazoo.
Yeah, that's the man.
Yep,
that's it.
Oh, Lewis jumped off too quick. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Brian, what were you doing, man? You're having some high-level conversations there in the first hour of the show.
No, I'm sorry. That was Tori. Tori called me.
Oh, I thought you were trying to phone with your lawyer.
No.
It looked intense.
Tori called, and we had to get some stuff straightened out. So
okay.
He's doing good, and
man, Tori.
Yeah, so
yeah, he keeps in touch.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had we were playing the texting game back and forth, and I was like, "F this, man. We gotta get past the fingering." You know what I'm saying? And move along. So
that's the best way to do it. Just make the phone call.
I was leaving.
Yeah.
I'm finding funny shirt.
Back there, it was lounging.
Man, she is, man. She's like camped out.
Yeah, I'm inside her shop. This is my old body shop. Now it's her print shop. So she's in here. She's like, I gotta work, and this is where you find her right here. So
she's working awful hard.
Yeah, but
I cut my eye open today.
I feel bad for her. She stuck a dog food bag in her eye earlier, and it was like bleeding all over the place. She comes blasting in the bathroom. She's like crying. I'm like, what the hell? And there's blood everywhere. I'm like, what happened? She's like, I poked the dog food bag in my eye. I'm like, what?
You should really get that looked at professionally.
Yeah, really.
I need to understand. I have weird crap happen to me 24/7. Like everyday weird stuff.
Like when the dog bit her finger off.
Yeah,
you know?
but no, not even that. Like every day. My friend and I always say we're gonna write it because, and I was gonna say why is the cow in the dishwasher?
Arco, what kind of life insurance do you have on her?
He doesn't act with me. I missed a moose once. Every day. But
I got a really good agent. You know, I'll
tell you though, you know,
I need it.
Eye injuries like that, that's the history. You know, it's history in your eye. Case in point, I was at the ophthalmologist. It was a couple of years ago, and they're looking at my eyes, and the girls asked me, "Hey, when did you injure your eye?" I'm like, "I didn't." She goes, "Well, did you get like poked or scratched or?" I'm like, "Look, I've been punched in the head, punched in the face." I'm like, "But not with a nail or a knife, with a fist." And she goes, "No." So then I'm seeing a doctor, and he's looking. He says, "Yeah, what did you do to your left eye?" I'm like, "What? I didn't do anything, guy. What are you talking about?" He goes, "I see scarring on your cornea," and then it hit me. He just had to say cornea. In 1977, in a machine shop, I was blowing off the chips off a lathe, and a piece of aluminum got stuck under my eyelid, and it would just scratch every time I blinked my eye. So that scarring is there from 1977. It never goes away.
Yeah,
And so that's what I'm saying. You want that to heal the right way, so they want to probably give us some medicated eye drops or something.
It's over on the side of my eye. It's like pretty far. It's like way over here, so I can't get in front of it. It's over here, so I'm okay. But my eye doctor told me that I have a scar on my eye, and I remembered it was back from when I was playing football with the boys, and I got tackled because I was fast, so they gave me the ball and just said, "Run, little girl, run." And I was fast, and it was okay. But I fell down, and I got a stick in my eye. Ooh. And then
How do you do that?
Took the stick out and kept playing football. That's
what were you playing football in the forest?
No, we have a green area in front of our community building, and there just happened to be sticks in that area.
And you found the one stick that was
the one stick.
I'm going to tell you, this is something that happens to me. If the weird thing is going to happen, the weird thing's going to happen to me.
Jeez.
Tyler just said she should have said something about fighting off a bear or something.
Yeah, right.
Make up some badass story. I was in a bar fight and this guy stuck a broken bottle in my eye.
I'm not that cool. Everybody knows I'm not that cool.
I almost melted my eye out.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Hey,
I was.
How's that?
I was shot in the house. What's up,
filling
man?
up.
I have the power.
Filling up.
I had to wait for the celebrity to leave so I could get in.
And I had this propane fired, crucible pot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pouring in out of the canvas bags lead shot to melt the lead to pour into the weight bars for a pro stock card we were doing. And there was some dirt, I guess, with it, and I had glasses on, but I didn't have goggles on.
Oh man!
And it popped, and I got liquid lead hit me in the face, and burned into my eye. It was unbelievable, and I picked it off like solder.
Well, that's what happened to me, John.
My eye was tearing like you wouldn't believe, and my buddy Victor Cagnazzi took me over to the hospital.
Yeah,
and they looked at my eye, and the doc goes, "Yeah, nice job. You got a dent in your eye now." He says, It'll probably come back in a year or two, and like there's still some scarring there from that and other pieces of metal that have gotten into my eyes through the years. I've been picking metal out of my eyes forever.
That's exactly what happened to me. I was wearing glasses, but not goggles, and it went around the back.
Yeah,
but I was gonna say,
I've had stuff bounce off my cheeks and go in my eye.
Yeah,
I can feel it hit. You know.
I mean, I was gonna say anybody who's worked on cars. Yeah, anybody who's worked on cars, you gotta I think they said like a mechanical ingest like a pound of rust a year. And like just get under an old car and start doing stuff, and the shit that falls on you, it's ridiculous.
I can't tell you how many pairs of safety glasses I give out when I walk through a shop because guys are sitting there doing the stupidest things in the world.
They're just idiots doing that with no glasses. It just frustrates me, man.
And they look at me. They look at me like, "What's this?" And I said, "Dude, your eyes, just put them on."
Yeah,
they're driving me crazy.
I was working at a prison in California though, and it was funny because I called my mom like on our lunch break or whatever, and I go, "Hey, Mom, I'm in the Stockton CYA prison," and all I got was, "What?" She's I'm like, "No, I'm working, Mom." And she's like, "Oh, okay, well, like,
they gave you a job. That's nice."
A couple days after that, we were using these big caulking guns, and we were putting the ceilings in, and all the seams we were putting caulking in, and we were using they had to have acetone to clean the caulking guns out, and I dropped one of them, and safety glasses and all, it didn't matter. The stuff that hit my face went underneath my glasses, all in my eyes, and it was solid acetone. My eyes were on fire. Well, all I remember is just being like, ugh, and I got lifted up, and we worked with this real big guy. He's like 6'8". Dude ran across the prison and held me up, and he's got my face in the water faucet or the water, what do you call it?
Oh, the eye wash.
Eye wash.
Yeah.
No, where you get a drink of water or whatever.
The fountain.
Yeah.
The water fountain. There you go. Yeah, and he's holding me, and all I could get out was, "Put me down." And then he puts me down, and I wash my eyes out a bunch of times. But my eyes, they were like, it was probably 2 weeks. My eyes had like a fog over them, and like a dumbass, I never went to the doctor or nothing and never had them look at it,
Yeah, it's not good.
But I mean, acetone, I've had brake clean in the eyes. That's pretty bad. But acetone, oh man.
Yeah.
That's like the worst.
A friend of mine had to go in for an MRI, and he was a career mechanic, and there was on like the pre-screening, and they asked him what he did for a living, and he said he was a mechanic and a welder and all this, and they said, "Oh, before you get your MRI, we have to X-ray your head and make sure that you don't have any metal in your eyes because the MRI will pull it through your eye socket like a bullet."
Yeah.
They did that with me.
Yep.
They did that with me. Yeah. And there was one time that I went into the MRI, and I had a metal belt buckle, and I completely forgot about it. And the guy sends the couch in, I'm going in head first, and then all of a sudden my pants start going, and I'm holding that belt buckle with both hands while I'm laying there, and I'm squeezing the bulb because the dude's in the control room, and when you squeeze the bulb, it like makes a little bell that goes off, and then he turns on the headphones. He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "I forgot to take the metal belt off." He's like, "Oh, okay, hold on." He hit reverse, and it came out. That thing I don't know how strong those magnets are. In other words, how you would measure them, but that's ridiculous. This thing was ready to rip out of my of the belt loops,
Oh yeah, it would have lifted. It probably would have lifted you off of. It
was lifting me off, and I'm like pulling it to try and hold it down, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, there's a video I just watched not too long ago. It was a guy that works as an MRI technician, and he posted like a gathering of videos that he had of people having metal too close to the machine. It like yanked an office chair like from 15 feet away and just shot it into the machine and all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, they're super duper powerful.
Well, gentlemen, it's time for me to put this one to bed.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off switch on.
Yes,
I'm gonna go eat some whole meat chicken noodle soup right now. So I haven't had dinner yet.
Good for you.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna need that with 28 below.
Right now it's 29 below now. So yeah,
going up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going up.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to see what
You need
They're going down.
You need a shot of Granddad's cough syrup to warm up on that.
And Heidi was just saying, so it's 29 below right now, and it says it feels like 35 below zero right now. So,
well, it's cold here.
This is like a vacation in the tropics for you. Then it's only like 27 here.
I'll be like, I'll bring my bikini.
Yeah, he'll be standing outside in the cold, like, oh God, it's too hot in here.
I'm gonna bring my banana hammock, man.
we're sitting at 33, and we're supposed to get snow tonight, and I'm hoping it stays warm because I can't have another screwed up day.
Yeah, man, you guys got nailed the other day.
Tell me.
Where you at, Brian? What state are you in?
Maryland.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Paul Lyons called me and told me he got hammered too. So
the only thing worse was Virginia, man. The I-95 shut down.
That wasn't too far.
Hours, yeah.
Heidi was saying that we got 18 inches, so I don't know what you guys got.
I had 9 at the house, but a little further from me, not too far from me, they had over a foot.
So what's going to happen when everybody's driving electric cars?
Thank you. That's what I said. What if that was all electric cars? You can bring a gallon of gas, but what are you going to do? Bring a bucket of electricity? No, it ain't going to happen.
And you know what's going to happen too is that severe cold. I mean, look what it does to your cell phones and stuff. It kills your cell phones. What's it going to do to those cars, you know?
Yeah.
I just saw a post somebody shared on Instagram. It was California suffering more rolling brownouts. So they were advising people not to charge their electric cars.
I saw that.
Wow. And
so they
then
can't water their lawn. They can't charge their cars.
Right.
Yeah.
California.
But you know what? They're forward thinking.
Right.
Everybody in the country should try to be like them.
Right.
I would say something, but there's a young man in the meet right now. So.
Exactly.
Hey, John. Are you gonna try and make it out to the roof raising?
Nah, I can't. I got stuff going on.
Oh, come on!
Swear to God.
I'll tell you what.
Otherwise,
If you go, I'll tell you what. If you
go,
go,
roof.
I'll go. How's that?
Huh?
If you go, I'll go. How's that?
I would love to go, but I can't. I can't do it.
I'll be getting ready to go to Vegas for my tool show.
Don't stop here on your way.
Is that on the way?
Yeah,
No.
I was like, that's like way that way.
Unless you do a boomerang thing.
Yeah.
Cut it out, Terry.
I know. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Same here.
He's gonna put me to bed. He's got.
I appreciate you guys having me on here. So
all right, Arco.
Take care.
Anytime, Marco.
Good night.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Have that chicken soup, man.
Good night, everyone.
Peace.
Yeah.
Say peace.
No.
Say peace.
Peace out, man.
Peace.
Be cool.
Love,
Peace.
and chicken grease.
Right.
Take care, gentlemen.
What was that?
Right,
Peace,
Terry.
soul, and love, or whatever? Come on, man.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Soul.
we got to do what's his name from Soul Train.
Soul Train, exactly. Peace, love, and soul.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome.
What was the guy's name?
I forget. He was cool, dude. Very cool, dude. So my truck's going back to the dealer tomorrow for work.
So it's going to get its brain re-scrambled?
I don't know what's going on with the transmission. When you slow down, like you're coming up to a traffic light, it drops into low, like I'm pulling it into low, which never did that before. You would just slow down nice, not a problem.
The engine brakes real hard.
All smooth. It's, or out of nowhere, it engine brakes for like the count of 1, and then it drops into neutral. And it's making the drive shaft go ba-bang, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on with that? And I called the dealer and they were like, well, did you have the transmission serviced yet? And I'm like, no, I'm like 15 or 18,000 behind. He goes, guaranteed that's the problem.
Time for a new transmission.
They're saying I didn't have that 50,000 mile, tranny service, fluid change, check the whole 9 yards.
What truck is it?
It's 2020 2500 GMC.
Okay, so it's got the 10-speed in it.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I don't know. It's under warranty.
Yeah, until you say you didn't have your service done, but
Yeah.
that's a whole different story.
Well,
Hey
fine.
Ray, Joey Collins is in the lobby. He said he wouldn't mind getting in.
I'll have to exit full screen.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Okay, and there he is.
There
Hey
he
guys.
is.
Just that easy.
Hey.
Joe.
Oh, not much. I was listening to you guys earlier. I was in the house listening. My daughter was over. That's why I didn't get on sooner. But I was listening to John talking about what you have to go through to get into Arco's yard up there in Minnesota. He couldn't remember who told him all that. That was actually
I know.
me.
I'm like, yeah.
That was me that told you all that.
I'm bad.
Yeah, you're
That's what I
don't worry,
said,
you're
right?
that guy. Don't worry. That guy.
Yeah.
You've
know
been covered. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, some of the guys, they can't wait to go because they heard he does prodding too. And I'm like, why do you want to get prodded to go look at a junk car?
Better than cattle prodding.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I've heard of probing, but that's more like New Mexico, Roswell kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
I think you got to get a Minnesota Outlaw Customs prodding burn mark on your hip or something.
Hey, did you have your special little meeting last night? What was that all about?
That's
Oh,
about the event you aren't coming to.
yeah. Well, we had a lot of details for like motels and just different things that hadn't been worked out, and people were wanting to know what was going on so that they could start.
All of a sudden
making
there was all these
reservations.
messages, and I'm like, "What link?" And then you said, "Well, you're not allowed to know."
I was just kidding. I was.
Yeah,
I know you
that's
were.
it. That was. I was like, shh, don't talk about it.
Yeah. Tyler started it, and so I just went along with Tyler and said, "I'm sorry, I'm not at liberty to discuss this with you, sir."
But that's
and then
it's
I just
funny.
I put the phone down and went to eat dinner, and I come back and I look at it, and somebody said, "I think he blocked us."
That was me. I
That's
said that.
That's the funny part, because like we'll have in our district we have a group chat, you know, when we're communicating with the other distributors. Well, somebody will always forget to go to their different link, so then they start talking about another distributor, and of course they're in the group chat, and everybody's like, "What's this about?" You know, and you're like talking about backpedaling. And I when I was like, so they're talking about a secret thing in the group chat that everybody's in. So I was getting ready to throw in a few extra things too, but
Yeah.
that's kind of funny. I always laugh when you got to double check the look to see what you're typing into, because you know, you come up on the first one, it might be the wrong group. So
Yeah. But no, I'm pretty sure that if you guys wanted to be a part of this raise the roof thing, Lewis is not gonna.
Yeah. If I could go, I would, but I can't. I got stuff going on.
Well, and you're going through a bad winter there in Florida right now. So
It's horrible here.
I know. I saw the pictures. I was like, wow, how is he making it through that?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough winter here.
You got some 5-bean soup you have to make. I mean, what kind of stuff you got going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Crazy.
crazy.
Who are you talking to, Tyler?
I'm talking to John.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was like 78 degrees today. That was cold.
yeah, that's horrible.
He said like 4 times he's got some stuff going on, and that's why he can't come, but he won't say what he's got going on. So I'm just making stuff up. Making ham hock soup.
Well, he can't get out of Florida. He's covered in bad weather right now.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows if the airlines are going to have their shit together by then either?
Yeah.
I ain't driving up there. I'd have to fly up.
You're going to need your vaccine passport.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about going to Vegas.
And Brian, he could come and bring me that vice.
Right now, you just got to wear a mask.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm just talking about with all the. I mean, my flight. My flight's been changed already 3 times.
Wow.
Really?
Right, and like I said, I mean, you know, we're down to 4 weeks, and the way how everything's been so chaotic around here about cancellations. and nobody there to work. Nobody.
Don't let it get you frazzled. Joe's gonna take care of it.
It's one thing. It's one thing being stuck in Maryland. I'd rather be stuck in Vegas. I'd rather get there first and then worry about trying to get home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, when we were out in Vegas, you got to wear a mask inside.
Yeah, that's what they just sent us our guidelines of safety. With
but
that,
you'll be okay because Uncle Joe's going to take care of it. He's going to eradicate this.
The funny thing is, like,
fifth vaccine shot.
I know, right?
Our county school bus system. Let's see here. Yesterday was the first day back to school from all the events of snow and winter break. And there's in my county, there's 1,290 bus routes to pick up students.
Yeah.
And they were only able to do 90 because of people being out with COVID.
That's all over up here too. That's all I'm hearing. People just out everywhere.
Yeah,
police, fire,
sick.
teachers.
I have a dealership. It's six buildings. It's Toyota, Lexus, Chrysler, Volkswagen.
Boy, that's mix.
It's a mix. Yeah, it's dark car. It's the company's dark cars, but it's
like Atlantic Auto Mall.
So they have over 100 techs there. And Tuesday when I was there was only about 25 guys total.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Good luck collecting their bills that way, huh?
I tell you, man, this week's been I tell you, for the 20 years that I've been in business, this has been one of the toughest weeks I've ever had.
Where you live, Brian?
Maryland.
Yeah.
You should have just taken vacation.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is my tool bill doesn't stop. I can't say, hey, I'll pay you next week. So
right.
And but
I'm just glad I finally got this bill that I had looming off the table. I felt bad with that waiting so long.
Ray, it was all good.
That was $1,000, man. I was like, 990. It was significant. I was glad to get that paid. I was glad that was taken care of.
Well, you picked a good week to do that because let me tell you,
good
Monday. I don't know if you saw my post on my Instagram. I went out Monday. We had the snow. They were saying it was going to snow, and I was like, yeah, whatever. It's been the week before. It was all in the 60s, So usually when they talk about snow, we just get a little dusting or it doesn't stick, and it wasn't too bad when I left the house at 7, and about 45 minutes out on the road, it started coming down. We were getting 2 inches an hour. That's how fast the snow was coming down.
That's heavy.
Well, not only do I see your Instagram, you don't check the messages because I commented on that post.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Because you had the picture in the gas station with the truck in the gas station. Then you had the video with the George Thorogood song.
Right.
Playing.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. You said.
Now, we're supposed to get snow tonight. It's supposed to be like an inch an hour, but it's going to be a fast-moving storm just blowing through. And
yeah. They said that it was supposed to start, and we're hanging at 33. And when I haven't been up to look, but it hasn't
40 now. Yeah,
we haven't started, but they're talking about. I just hope we get more of the rain. We're on the rain end because, to be honest, I really can't miss anymore or play around with this crap.
Where I am is I've been saying this now for the past couple of years. We've gotten so lucky. Stuff either goes over us and hits Lewis, they get slammed, or it goes under us and Brian gets flooded. It's like Long Island's been in this nice little pocket. I'm saying, damn, if the taxes were just lower, I'd freaking stay here.
But not this storm that's coming. It's coming up the coast.
Yeah, the good thing is it's a fast-moving storm, so it'll come through.
Well, tomorrow morning I'll bust out the tape measure, and I'll let you guys know how much
sunshine you got.
Well, it was funny because
sometimes it gets deep. Like in the summertime, it's like 5-6 feet deep.
Right.
Yeah, you'll be blocked. You'll be blocked when you do that, John.
Yeah.
I came after about 2.5 hours of skating around in the tool truck in the snow and slush. I came home. I came down and made a few phone calls and did some paperwork. And I finally said, well, I guess I need to go out and do something with the driveway. So I went up and got my oldest and said, you ready to do some shoveling? And she goes, what about the snow blower? We have that snow blower out in the shed. And I was like, man, I haven't touched that snow blower in since 2016 when we had our last big snow, you know.
Wow.
And it's been sitting out there.
It's a big machine.
Fires right up.
It's a big machine.
Yeah, it's a pretty big snow blower. It's,
I don't take that one out until I got a feet.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. But I said, you know what? Let's see if it starts up. And from a certain radio show about using a certain product pouring into your gas tank, there we go.
StarTron.
Yep. I had what I did was I had ran it empty and filled it up with some StarTron.
It'll run on it, yeah.
Ran it through and just turned it off. But I went out, put some fresh gas in it, and one pull, that thing started up, and
you know, the
I
stuff
cut her
is
loose
amazing.
through the yard. So that was.
I'll tell you what happened to me
good.
last year, though. I stored the machine like that, and it started right up on one pull, but then it's pissing out of the bowl because the bowl gasket, it's like it's not really an O-ring, it's like a flat O-ring.
Right.
It shrunk.
Yeah.
And it was just pissing out. So I had to go and I had to spend like 5 times the amount of money that I could have got the damn thing for on off the internet from a local shop, but at least I had the machine working. But
But I went out and I don't know, it was like I said, almost 9 inches that we had, but it was wet. It was heavy stuff, man.
Oh yeah,
That's the worst.
Looked bad.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah, I just recently reset the valve lash on my generator. It wouldn't start at all. And when I pulled the valve cover off, I brought it up to top dead center number 2. And normally you could move those valves around or those lifters, but man, they would not move. Oh, wow. I set them both at 008 and put the valve cover back on. Hit the button once, fired right up. I thought, dang.
She was a little tight, huh?
Yeah.
Hanging the valves open, hanging them open.
Yeah. I mean, it just kept going. Every time it would crank, it would go poof, 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 out the exhaust.
Yeah.
And anyway, I did that, and that fixed it.
Loss of compression.
Yeah, I'm good now, I think, for the winter if we have another power outage. But so far, Tyler and I and Lewis's winter has been pretty mild for Northeast Ohio.
Was too, yeah. We've been very mild.
Just the other day, I was running around in T-shirt and shorts recording episode 5 for the lathe restoration.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, well, not that bad, but I haven't worn a jacket yet. I mean, it's 38 degrees. I'm wearing, a flannel shirt. That's good enough for me, but I did see a couple guys in the store yesterday with shorts on. I'm like, that's pushing a little because it was a little cold.
T-shirt and shorts is the uniform down here.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Ray, how famous does one have to be to get on your radio show?
When you're
not
available.
That famous. He had me on it.
Yeah, when are you available? I'll get you on.
I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of your show, Ray, I was on your website snooping around, and I couldn't find your schedule for when you're live.
We're live every Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday. Should be right on the homepage. Sunday 12 noon to 1.
Noon to 1.
And then the show will go up as a podcast. Yeah, we did a best of. Tyler, I'll
that best stuff was great.
Except for the guffaw we had at the beginning, that echo.
Yeah.
It's always something stupid. And it was, it was user error.
What did it turn out to be?
When I have Chris is on a Zoom meeting with me, so I got 2 computers, one that hosts the meeting, and the other one, the Mac next to me, is the one that has the video. And the one computer has to be unmuted and the Mac has to be muted when I'm live. But I was talking to him. I was going to talk with him through the show, so I had it unmuted, and that's what it was. His unmuted audio was feeding back.
Oh, so.
But I was the one that was.
So the one that you leave open keeps you in sync live with him, but the Mac, after it goes through processing and everything, there's a delay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, the broadcast side is delayed slightly.
Right. So you're live.
Because to me, it sounded like you had something in queue and it was open and feeding into the live feed.
Kind of exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
But now you're live. You're trying to keep. We knew we had X amount of minutes to talk because we had the whole thing was like 40 minutes. So okay, out of an hour, I got to end 3 minutes early to give Kim her spot. I'm not, I got a minute at the beginning, I got bottom of the hour, I got like 2 minutes. So we had enough time. We had a cushion. So I knew we had time. But now you're live, and I'm looking at my board, and everything is right where it should be. Nothing is out of place. Everything is set. Everything is right. And I'm like, what the hell? And now, Rob's coming in the studio. Kim's coming because they hear it live on the radio. I'm like, you're echoing. I know I'm echoing. And then luckily I remembered, and I looked over and said, he's not muted. As soon as I muted it, that took care of it. So,
yeah, I got to get a new headset because mine's causing static and crackling noises. I don't know if you hear it now, but
no, tonight it's not doing it. Believe it or not.
We've heard it in the past.
Yeah, well, I put some tape on the cord where I was touching it the other day when I was talking to Tyler on a live or something, and I had touched the wire where the volume control is at, and that's when it started doing it. So I put some electrical tape to kind of tighten that up, so that may be why it's not now, but I'm still going to order a new set because they're not that much on eBay.
Yeah.
Hey, I finally got a new phone.
Oh, really?
That came today.
Oh boy!
Let me tell you something. This 13 weighs a ton.
Stick with the iPhones, huh?
I got no choice.
Why?
Yeah, that's the one that's got like four cameras in it.
Yeah, like assholes are addicted to Starbucks. I got all my crap on iPhone.
I'm the same way.
He's entrenched.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be. But
so
what
what's
am I
it
gonna
take
do?
to migrate it over? I mean,
well, the problem is
impossible.
if you go over to the other kind, you can't do that. What do you call it?
AirDrop.
The airdrops and the live video.
Oh, FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Yeah. You can. You can.
Yeah, but you got to have the same app as the other guy in order to do it. That's the problem.
Yeah,
So if
that 13.
Apple's got you coming and going, but
everybody
this
has
13,
Facebook.
They finally
these
got
days.
smart. They put a stainless steel frame around it, but the thing weighs a ton. The things that I don't like about it, because I haven't even turned this one on yet, but I know from my wife's, she's got an 11, I think. There's no button anymore. It's facial recognition.
Oh.
So it's like even more of me is disappearing into the ether, and they're going to know more about what I'm doing.
You should have done an unboxing video, John.
Well, I haven't really unboxed it yet. I just took it out to show you guys. So
I have to finish.
It's got all the crazy cameras in it. So with this thing, I should be able to do anything.
Yeah, they say you can get movie quality video content with those.
Good
photography. But as usual, iPhone, they changed the plug.
Right.
Okay. So the plug that goes in this phone is not the same as the universal one that goes in this iPhone.
Well, just send your old cords to me.
They no longer give you the charger.
Really?
They give you a cord. They give you the new style cord. They don't give you earbuds. You get an Apple sticker.
No, because there's nowhere to plug them in.
Well, you plug them in on the bottom.
I thought they took that port out of there.
No. In the charge port.
In the charge port.
Yeah, I have this phone. This is an iPhone 8.
Yeah.
And I have earbuds, and it plugs in where you charge.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
they'd want you to go wireless.
I got no idea. So in the meantime, it's facial recognition to get into the damn thing. You have to buy the charger. Okay. So the charger looks the same as the old one. But here's what the guy at Verizon tells me. He goes, they're not the same. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, it's not like yours with a USB. He goes, it's a different cord completely on both ends.
Yeah.
So you can't even plug your phone into your computer anymore, and it's a more powerful charger. He says that's why they changed. That's why they changed the cords.
Yeah, it's
he
different
said,
amperage.
It takes more amperage to get this phone charged up.
Yeah, my nephew, his chargers, you just lay the phone on this plate looking thing.
Yeah, it's right. It does that shit too. Well, you can just lay it on. It's ridiculous. Anyway,
we sell Macco tool ones.
By the time you get this thing, like I got the 512 memory on it because I didn't want to go with the standard. It's fucking $1,399.
Yeah.
Then the guy tells me, well, what are you doing with your other phone? I'm like, I'm keeping my other phone because you don't want it. I go, it's all busted. It's shot. No. We give you $400 credit. I'm like, really? I said, but I'm not ready to give it to you yet. No, we're going to send you a box. You got like 90 days to send it back to us.
Yep.
I was like, oh, awesome.
Nice.
But they don't give you the $400 credit today. They give you the $400 credit spread out over like 4 or 5 months.
So tell them, look, I'll give you
payments.
Tell them I'll give you a quarter of the phone every time I get a payment, and I'll just cut it up.
Put it in the bandsaw.
I'm figuring since the guy already approved it and everything, and he took the EI, the number that's in this thing, put it into the contract and the whole deal. So when I'm ready to give it to them, I took the glass cover off of this thing. I'm gonna slam this bitch into the fucking table, send it to him broken in the front, broken in the back. Have a good day.
Yeah, that'd be worth $400 all day.
Yeah, awesome.
Then you get a letter. Well, because of unmitigated damage,
you're gonna.
I got a contract says you're doing it.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Okay.
Don't worry, there's a loophole in there.
Yeah, right,
right. There always is. Deal with my lawyer.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll try to catch your show sometime, Ray, when you're live.
You got it, man.
We put it up on the website. It goes on iHeart, Spreaker, Performance Motorsports Network. It goes on.
You can just go on the Motormouth website. And
it goes right on our website too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was at the other day. I was checking you out.
Yeah.
I got
when you get on it, you do the click the little icon. That
Were you happy with what you found? That's what I need to know.
Yeah, I was just checking everything out. I found some old recordings that were uploaded and listened to a couple of those, and then I was looking for the schedule, which I wasn't looking hard enough for the schedule of when you have your live.
It should be right on the homepage.
right on the top of the homepage.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I wasn't looking all that hard.
Right. You looked right past it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I got you bookmarked. So
I listen religiously every Sunday while I'm here in the garage, or if I'm out on a boat, I listen on the phone.
Yeah, I saw you had liked that picture I posted of Arco, Ray, earlier on Instagram.
What was that all about?
It was a picture that got sent to me by someone else, and I sent it to Arco. I said, I'm posting this on Instagram. He's like, I don't give a shit. And so I posted it on there. I said, caption this. And then I started with my caption, which was, I don't remember what I said.
Something about tweaking his nipples.
Yeah, about I'll rub my nipples for $1 or something.
Right. Yeah, I want to come up with something.
I didn't even see it.
If I don't come up with something like right away, then there's no sense in sitting there and thinking about it because I'm never going to get it. So unless it hits me, otherwise I would have put a caption in there.
Yeah, there were several people commented. But yeah, it was different. I was like, wow. And what made it look more realistic? He's looking like he's going to grab his nipple, and he's holding a handful of cash.
Right.
In the other hand.
That was no insignificant amount of money either. That looked like $700-800.
Yeah, that was all $100 bills.
Yeah,
I think he just got finished. I think he just got finished printing those off.
That's the business that she started, huh?
Right.
Well, when you're the mayor and the governor, you got permission to do that stuff, I guess.
That's what it's all about. That's funny.
I thought Brian was the guy making it, waving it around so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Man, you got that lathe bed stripped right down to the actual bed, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait till you see episode 5. Tyler here and Lewis brought a cherry picker over to the shop the other day.
Oh wow.
And episode 5, I got that cherry picker hooked up to that entire gearbox and lead screw on the front, and unbolted that and lifted it off there and put it up on the table. And it's pretty much like you said, just nothing but the bed. Your cherry picker is
identical to mine except for the color.
Mm-hmm.
Got the same deal with the fold down legs that you can store them standing up.
Yeah, it's a 2-ton and it does great. Yeah,
it's awesome.
But we're gonna collaborate on a video. I got to check 10-day forecast, see what will be a good day to roll it outside the shop and spray it down with super clean and pressure wash it off. But this thing's so heavy, I don't want to do that by myself, rolling it out there. So I'm going to collaborate with Tyler there, have him come over to the shop, and we'll get it outside and give it a bath and bring it back in.
Very cool.
Well, but yeah, that thing originally from Hindi Machine Company back in 1919, it left their factory with black paint on it.
Wow.
Which is something you don't hardly ever see on a lathe.
That's odd. That's not a regular machine color.
They're almost always green or gray.
Right.
Yeah, as I take it apart, I find more of the original black paint hidden behind different things that was not exposed to the elements. And so that's how I know for a fact it was black. So that's what I'm going to paint it back to. Eastwood Company's sponsoring the paint, so I'm going to go with an encapsulator for a base, and then use the Eastwood gloss black on top of that. I think that'll look good. And I'm just going to brush it and roll it on. I'm not going to spray it.
Lou's buddy Johnny Galante, he bought a piece of property in Miami. So he'd be a Miami snowbird. So he's just posted some stuff on his Instagram. He's eating in an Italian restaurant that looks like the kind of place you'd whack the mob members in.
Yeah.
So I have to finish editing it still, but I got an unboxing video I'm going to put up soon. And I got a swag drop, and here's a little teaser.
Oh, Boss Hog. All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Nelson sent me some swag for the shop. So
cool.
Nice.
Tony DeFeo did a unboxing video. He got a carburetor, I think. He says, everybody says everybody does these unboxing videos. He goes, I don't see what's the big deal. You're taking it out of a box. He goes, but let's do an unboxing video. So his wife films him all the time. He says, Kathy, he goes, what am I supposed to do? Just take it out of the box? He goes, okay, here he is. We're opening the box. And it was like his version of an unboxing video was so raw and just like there was just no fanfare to it, but it was funny as hell. He goes, it's out of the box. Now what?
There's a YouTube channel that has taken unboxing videos he's made it in art form. Yeah. He's got a crap ton of subscribers, and his channel name is AVE.
Oh, I watch him. Yeah, I watch him.
Yeah, and I've watched him since he only had a couple thousand subscribers. I've been one of his Patreon members since like 2012 or something like that when he first started.
Yeah, and
he's evolved to the point now where he opens a new tool to like do a review on it or whatever. He times himself getting it out of the packaging.
Yeah. I know for a while what his big thing was, he was like cutting every package like with some kind of saw.
The cordless chainsaw that he built. Yeah.
Everything was with a saw. And
I've seen that.
Yeah. I mean, his stuff it's out there. I'd love to see what that guy looks like, because then you hear someone's voice so much, and then you try to, like, in your mind, you try to figure out, it's like listening to radio, like, what do these guys look like?
Right.
But the machining he does is off the hook. He is really into some wild CNC stuff.
Yeah. And he's got that wacky sense of humor and everything,
Oh,
and He's a little bit skewed. He lives way up in the north, you know.
Yeah, well, he's Canadian. Yeah.
Oh yeah, from
He's
Canada.
from Canada.
Yep.
You guys would like my mail call videos. People send me stuff all the time, and they don't never put a letter in with it, the package. But I make one up. I just take a piece of paper and I just read stuff out of my brain as it hits my tongue.
That's good. That's good.
And like they said it, and then I reply to it, and I'm not really writing. I'm just scribbling on the paper as I'm writing.
Right.
Now some of them are actually writing letters, so it kind of makes it a little harder, but I always add a PS at the end that they didn't add to it. And
that's funny.
Yeah, it's fun. People enjoy it, so I have fun doing it.
I got to get involved in that crap, man. Nobody sends me shit.
Send me your address on Facebook.
I tried to invite you to a whole party, and you're like, I got stuff to do.
Yeah. I know, right?
John, send me your address on Facebook. I got a box here to do one of those school samples.
Oh yeah.
And I'll send you some shit.
Yeah, from CP, right? Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, nobody sends me nothing. I'm a loner here in Florida.
Well,
all alone.
Send me your address, John. I'll send you a long shot T-shirt.
It's hard for the delivery guy to get through your weather.
A beanie hat.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Because I'll wear that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he brought me one.
Yeah,
right.
I'll send you one.
I'm gonna get into actually making some stuff. Barb decided, because I have. Well, I'm not wearing it for the aquarium company. I was dealing with a local guy that made all of my T-shirts for me and the employees, and it's got the Tampa Aquarium Service logo here. It's got one on each sleeve, and it's got a real big one on the back. And he decided after like 10 years, he was closing the company and retiring and moving to Colorado. So when I order stuff for the T-shirts, these are transfers basically. And I order them in bulk, and he used to keep them there in stock. And then I would tell him, look, I need, 6 mediums and 10 extra larges or whatever. And then I would just go pick them up. So he called me up. He's like, you should pick up your transfers, and I'll give you a list of people you could go to, and, they'll do them for you. And then Barb was like, we should buy one of those heat press machines, and we could do them ourselves, So she's looking around, and she's getting all this information on doing this stuff. You could buy, there's a thing that you could put the transfer on a mug. You could do hats, the whole 9 yards. And then she ran across a couple of these commercial companies that make the printers that actually print those transfers. So she's like, we don't even have to find somebody to do this stuff. She says, we could just, we can buy the printer, we can buy the press and the whole deal. And she says, and then get the T-shirts. She says, and anything that you can design.
Next thing you know,
you can send it in.
Next thing you know, she's going to want to get the machine that weaves the fabric.
No, she's not going to get involved in that.
John, that's the thing.
She's just looking for something to play around with on the side,
My older daughter years ago found out she had a great knack for painting flowers and vines. She does a real good job. Yeah. So she started doing glasses, and then she went to a craft fair and was selling them. And, she was firing them in the stove and to harden it and all, and got all the paints. And now she bought this machine that does just what you're saying. It's a transfer machine. Because I told her, her artwork was beautiful. I told her, I said, honestly, I got to tell you this because I'm your father. I said, your lettering sucks. It really does. Your sister does really good lettering because she's like more of an engineering type. I said, you got to up your game because people are going to see that. I said, even if you got to do it some other way, like with a stencil. And that's what this machine does. She can print out almost any font, style, size. Right. And now her stuff just took to the next level. And now we just got it for Christmas, a small one, like to do a hat. It doesn't really fit right in the big machine. So this is a small, it looks like a CAT scan ring almost. You fold it up and you stick it in there and it'll actually heat seal it on.
Yeah.
So, well, that's
what we were looking at. I was looking at these machines, so they come, the flat press for the shirts comes in different sizes. You can get some pretty big ones or ones that are real small. And then the thing for the cup, it's like a cuff.
Right. That's right.
And the cup goes in there, and there's a lever that pulls over to squeeze it.
Right.
So there's your cup deal for mugs and glasses and things. And then the thing for the hat, you stick the hat on this form, and it goes around it, and it puts the transfer onto the hat. So she's like, she goes, you got all these guys, they want like half-breed stuff. They want chassis connection. She says, you need stuff
Big
for the
block
guys
Pontiac.
for the aquarium. Yeah, big block Pontiac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
So I could create this stuff on the computer, and then you send it,
Yeah.
and then this printer will print out these
Just order.
transfers, and
Just
then-
go ahead and order your group of Chinese kids off of Amazon, and you can have a little sweatshop in the back.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
Little coolies.
Yeah.
They can make
I-
you type too.
Do you know Keith Gill, John?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, he just said in the chat here that he has a heat press machine that if you have any questions that you can get up with him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Keith's
Yeah.
close by.
Yeah, Arco and Heidi, they are doing powder coating now.
Oh,
They
nice.
sent this. It's a carpenter's type knife.
Yeah.
They had that powder coated on there. Mill Creek Fab Shop.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He sent you one you can open one-handed too.
Oh, is that a one-hand joke?
if
'Cause-
knowing Arco, he should have sent you one of the folding ones that you have to use.
Yeah,
two
right.
hands.
Yeah. Well, this one I can do with my thumb. It's just a slider knife. Yeah. You one arm joking, two arm freaks.
Nice.
I can't wait till this event. It's going to be so much fun. I got
it's
so
gonna be
many.
a blast.
I got so many pranks I'm going to pull on you guys. You're never going to know what's coming next.
Boy.
We're gonna be on video from like 11 different angles at all times.
Yep.
Bring
There's
your
like-
GoPros.
We got like half a dozen or 8 or 9 YouTube channels coming, and
Yeah.
Lewis has got like 2 or 3 other people that are going to be doing video. I've got a guy who's going to be here doing video.
Wow.
And then I'll have all of my GoPros setting up everywhere. And
Yep, same here.
Oh.
I got a couple I'll have going, doing time lapses and stuff all day.
yeah. So
I got a GoPro mounted up there, but I haven't turned it on in forever, so I'm sure the battery's dead.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got a whole bunch of 9-foot long charger cables. So
Yeah.
I have the I think mine are GoPro 8s.
Mhm.
The little charging door is removable. So I just pop it off, and while it's sitting in my tripod, I leave it plugged in. I can do a time lapse and let it run all day, 12 hours, and I've got a big enough memory card. And
Right.
I got to step up. I got a Hero 3.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I've got
10 now.
Yeah,
I've
my
got,
wife bought me a Hero 3 years and years and years ago. And I made some videos for the aquarium business, and just put it on like a monopod stick, and actually stuck the camera down inside the aquarium, and the fish were swimming by, and it was a tank that I was doing. The guy sold the house, and we got rid of the tank, and he had a really nice nurse shark in there. No, he had a bamboo shark, and I had the camera down in there, and the shark came up, and he actually opened up his mouth on the camera,
oh wow.
bit down
That's
on
neat.
it,
That's
found
the
out he
Discovery Channel
couldn't
shit.
eat it, and then he backed off.
Yeah.
I posted that stuff, and I haven't. Jesus, I can't remember the last time I did a YouTube video for Tampa Aquarium Service.
You have YouTube, John?
I got a YouTube for the Firebird, but it's not this Firebird. It's the 81. It's under
Yeah.
half breed to Resurrection. It's got one video on it. It's me and a bunch of guys tearing apart the black 81
That's a good video. though.
to actually
Yeah.
start building it. It's kind of rough. I think it's kind of rough.
A little bit.
Yeah. I'll send you a message on Facebook, get you to send me the link for
And
that
I get
channel.
just this one YouTube video on the black car, and then we decided to do this one instead. And I don't have 1 second of video on this car, other than the stuff that my body guy shot when it was in his shop when he cut it up.
Yeah.
I'm bad with that. I take photos, I'll grab the phone and I'll take a bunch of photos, and then I'll do an Instagram post every once in a while, and there'll be like 6, 8, 10 photos,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
this, I gotta get into doing video.
I use photos to do like a short TikTok video and add a music to it and share it out.
Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. I gotta get going on it, I guess. I don't know. I don't have time.
It's time consuming. It definitely is.
I'm busy just trying to get this thing done, and I'm months behind on this project.
Yeah. It's time consuming, but it's
chops over it.
Yeah, it's time consuming, but it's worth it.
When's this gonna get finished?
Yeah, it's worth doing it though, because you don't know how many people you're helping with your skill. Yeah. And I get told all the time how inspiring I am for what I do with one arm, and and I know people like Arco and a handful of others that are constantly getting great comments like that as well. So your skill matters, and people can learn from it if you want to help them.
I get excited when I make a post, like on Facebook, and like within a day, 80 people will have hit the like button or the heart, and then they make some comments like, "God, your stuff is awesome," or people that know me for a long time, they're like, "Dude, you have not lost any talent," because it's been 22 years since I had the chassis shop.
That's why I've looked. You were going to come out because I wanted to pick your brain about some chassis techniques.
Yeah, I was checking out your pictures out, and they're just awesome. Just looking at the pictures.
Yeah, because I want to build ladder bars for the Sunbird project. I don't know if you saw the video where I introduced that.
I got to look that. I'll have to look at that. Yeah,
I love that Sunbird.
It's going to be an interesting build, I think.
Yeah, I had the Chevy version of that, and it had
the Monza or the Vega.
The Monza. It was the notchback one. It wasn't hatchback.
Yep, that's what I've got.
And it had the from the factory a 3.8 V6 automatic, and you could not keep the tires from burning off of that thing.
Yep.
I mean, it was just a little badass.
Another Sunbird out back. That's the 3.8 Buick V6, and then my buddy has a 4-cylinder one, but it's got a blown head gasket and some other stuff. So
you have a Monza?
No, Sunbird. These are all Sunbirds.
Oh, okay.
I just got rid of my Monza I had.
I have a Monza bell housing.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Well, yeah. I wanted to convert the clutch in my car from a regular Z-bar to a quadrant style, like a Mustang uses, so I could use a cable. And the only GM cars that used the cable was a Monza and probably the Starfire, because there's a boss on the bell housing for the cable to come through. So actually, it was Brian Higgins at SK, the 4-speed guy.
Yeah.
I was at the shop one day, and he says, "I have one of those." Actually, he was on the show. He was in the studio, and he says, "I have one of those. You got to come down to the shop." So I came down. And he says to me,
got so much stuff to.
He says, "In that second aisle," he goes, "I put it at the end of the second aisle, and then I started putting a few more things around it. I walked to the second aisle, and literally it was this mountain, like a ski slope of bell housings." He goes, "Yeah, it's one of the first ones in." I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll never see that." He goes, "No." He goes, "I got to clean out," because that's when he was selling stuff, getting out of there.
Yeah.
And I swear, within a month, maybe 2 months, he gets in touch with me. He goes, "Ray, come on down to the shop. I got something for you." I go down, and there it is. He's got the bell house. That whole aisle was cleared out.
Oh, that's so cool.
He must have got like thousands of dollars in aluminum scrap. But
yeah.
Wow.
So, Tyler, what is your plans with the Sunbird you have out back?
That one I don't have a title for.
Has it been 7 years since it was registered?
Probably at least, yeah.
Yeah, because in the state of Ohio, if it's been more than 7 years, you can apply for a title and get it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Well,
is it hard,
the reason I asked,
hard to get titles over there for stuff?
Well, yeah. Most times, like on an old classic, if you didn't get a VIN plate with it, but you have the VIN number, you can do it through Vermont, and they'll send you a new VIN plate and title.
Yeah.
And then you just take it to your local DMV and transfer it to Ohio.
Over the years, I've acquired a lot of project cars that don't have titles for one reason or another.
This one doesn't have a title. I got to get one.
Yeah.
But Florida's real easy.
Yeah, we'll have to do some trading on that one out back if you're not going to keep it.
Yeah, when you come down, I'll give you the full tour. You can see the scrapyard out back and everything.
All right. You're not going to search me and pat me down for cameras and stuff?
Yeah.
No, I'm not Arco.
No metal detectors.
No, although I did talk to Arco today. He called me. He goes, "Hey, I'm gonna shout out your channel on my next video. What's your business address and what's your business phone number?" And I said, I don't have a sign out front. You know, it's kind of one of those, like, you got to know somebody who knows somebody to come here. So
yeah,
I don't really do that. You can tell people I'm in Youngstown, though.
Yeah, that's why I express it very roughly in that email that I send out when I add your address. You know, just please don't share this address out. Protect your privacy.
Right.
So,
I mean, so obviously people will drive by on the street and stuff, and they'll see me with the garage doors open, and they know that this is a shop that's nicer on the inside than it looks from the outside. But they also see me wearing my 9mm theft deterrent all the time, so they know that this building isn't to be messed with either. So,
right,
not so much people watching a video online, So
yeah.
But no, he was cool about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was really just a couple people that might come out to the event at the end of the month for raising the roof." So
yeah,
cool. I'm still of the opinion the more's the merrier. I mean, I got plenty of room here to host some people. So
yeah, I think it's going to be a great time. We just got to get some more people that's coming that have air chisels for those rivets.
Yeah,
I think right now we've got 3 air chisels that's going to be going. We probably need about 5 or 6 going.
Oh, that's going to be noisy as hell.
Yeah, well, there's about 2,000 to 2,500 rivets that have to come out to get that.
Oh my God!
Just think, like you were saying, all of those cameras are going to be picking up all of that air chiseling.
Well, there'll be a lot of montages.
That's where you can do time lapse and add music and mute that chiseling sound out.
We should get a Matco sponsor who can send us a bunch of air chisels.
That'd be great.
I don't know any Matco guys.
Case of them, yeah. Got to find a guy, yeah.
Brian up there, like, yeah, whatever.
Hey,
this is your chance to convert a Snap-on guy, man.
No, well, it would be awesome if I could pick up the phone and actually order and know that I was going to get something.
Well, we can send you a T-shirt.
I've learned now not to say anything, because as soon as I open my mouth, my foot goes in it, and I have very little support.
Yeah,
and I've been waiting months upon months upon months waiting for stuff.
Yeah,
so,
and probably for something stupid like they don't have a spring.
Well,
I've waited. I just got off the phone with the guy before we got on here. We got a Maryland State inspection. We got a new guy in my area, so he's hammering everybody about the equipment. And we're talking as simple as a tire depth gauge. I have 10 of them on order for the last 42 days.
Wow.
Well,
and I think I last looked, I had $56,000 in back orders. That's sold stuff. That's my income so I'd love to help out, and I would love to be able to do something, but I can't even order stuff and get stuff off at a regular pace in the first place.
Oh, it's okay, man. It's okay. We'll go to Harbor Freight. No big deal.
No problem, man.
I was hoping too. I was hoping your Roars would come in because now that one that hub resurfacing tool this weekend, I'm going to get the FJA to pull the wheels off and rotate them and do an oil change. Like perfect time to use that thing.
Oh, the roll-lock pad with the hole in the center.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
So and then I don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
Well, I got Lewis hooked up with Super Clean. They're going to send him products for this event.
Oh, that's
and I'm going to call Eastwood because he's going to need some paint and undercoating and things like that. See if I can get him hooked up with those guys for this event and go from there.
Very nice.
Good deal.
Yeah. But it's going to be a great thing. I hope he gets those other people he's talking about being able to get there. That's really going to blow it up big time. So, I mean, it's one thing we're going to have Terry, the superstar, there, and Paul Lyons from Junkyard. What is that? Junkyard Empire.
Oh yeah, I still have to go to his channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be there. Arco got him on board, and I actually contacted him last night through email.
Paul who?
Paul Lyons, and then I added him into the email I sent out to everybody today, so that he's up to date on motel information.
I didn't get no email.
What's your email, John?
Because that Junkyard Empire guy, that's
picture.
Andy. That's Andy. What's his name?
I'll send you a Hooties picture.
That's the guy up in Frederick, or
It's got him and his dad. They're always goofing off.
Andy's.
they're on
I know
Motor
Andy. Right? I mean,
Okay.
Andy. Their junkyard's right up the road from me.
Where do you live again? Missouri?
No, Maryland.
Maryland. Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking those guys were in Kentucky. For some reason.
No, Junkyard Empire. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He's got all kind. He's got a Andy Cohen. I think is the guy that owns his dad.
He's got the Damascus Auto. Yeah.
Yeah, outside that's 45 minutes away from him.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, you can hitch a ride with Paul.
They're on Motor Trend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. I just searched Junkyard Empire on YouTube and getting a bunch of Motor Trend Network results.
Yeah, he's got he comes up to our car show. Oh, well, not our car show. I mean, we have a car gathering every Sunday morning. He comes up every once in a while. He's got a Mad Max reproduction for the movie. He's got
coffee.
He's got all kinds of stuff.
Caffeine and gasoline.
Yeah, I saw him and his dad on a cross country thing in old classic cars, and they had a problem with their car, and they got into that area where that one TV show's at. What is the name of that? Bitchin' Rides or something like that.
Yeah.
Utah.
They ended up there at that place, and Bitchin' Rides got his vehicle into their shop and fixed it on that show for them, and they were able to get back
See that
on
Corvette?
the tour.
Those Corvettes they're building?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Those guys are maniacs when it comes to stuff they do.
He's hiring.
Joey, do you have Paul's YouTube channel? Or does he post YouTube content, or?
I didn't know he had one. See, I was told he didn't have a channel.
I don't know. There's a couple things that look like they might be posted
because he's under contract. I'm not actually like on Motor Trend stuff. I can't share that out, and
maybe this is just other people sharing the Motor Trend stuff.
Yeah. I was told that I can't share any of his stuff from those shows for this event because of his contract.
Yeah,
but I can mention his name.
Yeah, because that is just a celebrity appearance, right?
Yeah.
Contracts, celebrities. Jeez.
Oh man, I had to sign a 25-page contract.
I know. I've been through that.
And I did, and they didn't. So I signed this contract, signed half my life away just to go and audition on America's Got Talent, and they didn't film 1 second of video of my stunt team.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, we got cut from the program.
daughter.
I actually
was
tried
in
that
that.
with my archery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have enough pizzazz, I guess. All I was doing was shooting a bow with one hand and hitting the
Anyone can do
bullseye
that.
in every shot. But I shot 12 arrows and never missed the bullseye at 20 yards. Put it in the bullseye on every one of those arrows. And I thought that would be impressive enough just doing that, let alone doing it with one hand.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what they were looking for. I'm like, that's all right. There's some deer out there waiting on me.
Yeah. Years and years ago, they came to Tampa to do, film looking for people. And my daughter went in there as a singer and got nowhere. But when we were waiting on the line outside to get in, production crew came by with a camera and they stopped and put my wife's face full screen. She had this big smile. So, my daughter, she got knocked out right away. Didn't get a second call back. So she was kind of disappointed over that. And then we just looked at the fact that they were doing B-roll. We're like, whatever. That stuff most of the time winds up on the floor. And then that episode for Tampa came on TV, and there's my wife. And my daughter was like, "You son of a bitch!
Yeah.
You got on America's Got Talent. You was standing outside."
Yeah. Well, after that, I did end up on national TV, which I thought was way better than being on one of those talent shows. The school board in Kentucky that my daughter, that she was real young then in elementary school, they banned religious reference to the Charlie Brown Christmas play, which I thought was total BS. And so I went to talk to the superintendent about it to try and get him to change his mind, but he wouldn't do it because he said, well, we were threatened to be sued. And I'm like, I don't give a crap. The law already protects you from lawsuits from people that don't like religious reference. And he wouldn't change his mind. And I ended up devising a complete plan and got a protest and rally going. I ended up on all the local news stations there in Kentucky. And then I'm standing on the gymnasium floor during one of the practice things. My daughter was cast as Snoopy. And I get a phone call. I didn't recognize the number. I answer it, and it's Fox and Friends studio. They're like, hey, you want to be on our show? I'm like, sure. What time? And they said, well, bring your daughter. Tell her to have her Snoopy outfit on. We'll send a limousine to pick you up. Give us your address. And they'll be at your place at 6 a.m. or something like that. And which was the next morning. And on my way out, I grinned at the principal. I said, guess what? Me and Andrea, we're going to be on Fox and Friends morning show. He's like, for what? I said, because the superintendent robbed these kids of their First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
And oh man, they blew
cool.
up.
That's
but
real cool.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. But the cool thing about it is, after that aired on Fox and Friends, Kentucky Senator Albert Robertson penned a new bill, which was dubbed as the Charlie Brown bill, and it passed the Kentucky representative vote, went to the Kentucky Senate floor and passed there, and then was signed into law by then Governor Matt Bevin. And I got phone calls from the governor's office and from Albert Robertson's office letting me know that it was signed into law.
That's cool.
Which the law states that no school board or employee of the school system in the state of Kentucky is allowed to stop a child from studying their Bible in school, praying in school, having the history class if they want to do a study on Christian origins, whatever. They're not allowed to do it. And they're not allowed to stop them from doing it. Yeah. And so I thought that was neat.
Nice.
Cool.
Very good.
So they said, we'll get this passed for you and we'll get this put into law, but you got to leave the state.
Yeah.
No, that's not what happened. I served my time there and did what I was doing, what needed to do and wanted to do, and that was it. I'm done. I'm going home.
Chalk up one for the good side.
Yeah. And then Jason in chat says, "You're supposed to stay away from schools, Joey." Shut up, Jason.
So I rode with a trainer one day, and he was riding shotgun, and I'm driving. We make it to like my 4th or 5th stop of the day, and everything's going fine. We get back out to the truck, and he looks like he's just sweating bullets, and he's got nervous twitches. He's glancing around, and I was like, "What's going on?" And he looks over across the street at an elementary school, and he says, "We need to go. I can't be this close to that school." And I was like, "No." And he's like, "I'm just joking with you." He really had me going for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but that superintendent, he was regretting his decision by being threatened and falling for it, because the Sixth Circuit Court of Kentucky was very clear already that they would be protected against any kind of lawsuits like that.
Right.
And what they did by banning the religious reference opened their books up or doors up to be sued for constitutional rights being violated.
Yeah. Yep. So it was some atheist Karen mother who spoke up real loudly at the PTA, and
it was actually a dad, and and turned out it wasn't even a threat of a lawsuit. He went on the news finally and said, "No, that's not what happened. I never threatened anybody. I just wanted to let them know that my kids are not going to take part in the play." And that was it. And so the truth finally all came out, that basically the superintendent and the principal jumped the gun and got scared, and anyway, it was a great time making them cringe. Yep.
All right, gentlemen, it's almost midnight here in the Eastern time zone.
Yes, sir. It sure is.
Yeah. Sorry I bored you.
I got to get the truck to the shop by 8 o'clock.
Woohoo!
They better have a loaner for me, or I'm going to be pissed off.
I still got to try and finish editing this unboxing thing. So
I also got to tell them about that nag thing that I keep getting about letting the motor idle.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all
about. Is it
about.
diesel?
No.
Oh.
It's that in 2020 they came out with that new gas motor.
Oh, yeah.
6.6 gas.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep getting this message comes up on the screen that says, "Let engine idle to cool."
Huh.
The motor's not running hot.
Right. That's weird.
Yeah. Sounds like you need a reflashing.
Yeah. Sounds like I need to trade it in and get a 2022.
I'd like for a woman to flash me too, but that don't happen. But yeah, John, I'll send you a message so you can get that YouTube channel to me, and I'll subscribe and check your video out.
Joey, you go to the big city and some man in a trench coat will flash you.
What's his name? I might know him.
Arco?
Is it Arco?
He's wearing his banana hammock, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did say.
God.
I'd love to be those guys that they dress up in those weird looking outfits, and they got this big old huge beach ball, and they ride around in a van, and they see somebody sitting on a park bench or on a rock wall. They'll stop the van and open the van door, jump out, and smash them right in the face with that ball, and they go flying backwards. They grab the ball and pile back into the van and take off out of there before the guy can get up and do anything.
Wow.
I'd love to do that to Arco.
You get shot if you try that here.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. No.
All right,
Tyler.
You have a good night.
Is everybody leaving?
Yeah, we're gonna wind this thing down.
Yeah, I guess I'll go too.
It's about regular time.
Yeah. Well, John, Brian, and Ray, it's good talking to you guys. Take care.
Always a pleasure.
Yep.
Good night.
Yeah.
a good night.
Yeah, man. Have a good night, guys.
Okay, Joe.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right. Just gonna wait for the snow to start falling.
Yeah.
Not here.
I gotta cut a new top for a toolbox right now. So.
What do you mean cut a new top?
Cut a top. What do you mean?
It's got a 1/4-inch Formica plastic top, and I ordered one for a toolbox I sold, I don't know, 2 months ago, and I get the thing in today, and it's the wrong fucking size.
So you're gonna fire up power tools at midnight?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good for you.
What are you going to use? Gonna use
table saw?
A jigsaw, yeah.
And a table saw.
Table saw. Table saw is the way to cut, man.
That's going to make some noise.
Square.
What kind of blade do you use to cut the mica with the table saw?
Well, it's a fine tooth.
It's almost like a jewelry blade.
It's like a 60 tooth. I think it's 60 tooth or 72 tooth blade.
Yeah.
And you just gotta. I'll put a. I mean, you just gotta cut it. If you lay a tape line on it, so that way it keeps it from beveling up, or when it heats, it won't. Sometimes you can make it weld it back together with the heat. You just gotta.
Right.
Once you get it lined up, you just gotta make the cut. Don't.
I was cutting motorcycle windshields years ago, and I found they told me what to do is I had to buy a new saber saw. I bought a DeWalt, and the blade, instead of going just up and down, it dips. It goes.
Yeah.
I got one like that.
And that's what you use to cut plexi with the plexi blade, the finer tooth blade, and it never cracks it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it runs in a C.
Yes. And you can vary how much of an arc it has.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that I can cut it and it won't be too bad, because other than that, then I had to get the router out and cut the edges. And
how much do you have to take off of it?
Let's see here. The box is 56 inches, and they sent me one that was 72.
Oh, geez. Well, at least you have some stock.
Yeah, I know, but it's just.
You know what you might want to do? You may want to make a coarse cut on the table saw. See how it comes out.
Yeah.
And
well, luckily, the thing of it is,
like the way the edge is, cut it relatively close, and then let the router bring it to size.
Yeah, well, that's like I said, because I have so much extra. I got 20 inches of extra, and at least I can cut it. I can cut it and see how
it looks when
how it looks. Right. I'm not too. The guy's already told me he wasn't too picky about it. It's just, again, it just shows how. I'm just extremely aggravated on. I had to wait. I had to wait forever for this goddamn thing, and of course it's wrong. And they're like, "Oh well, we'll just reorder and send out." People can't wait. I'm tired. I'm just so
yeah.
But it's either I'm going to have to get the router out, and I don't know. I don't.
Another quiet tool.
Yeah, well, that, or I'm hoping that I can just scuff it with the sander across it and make, I've only had it once. One time I cut one and it's black, and I don't know if it was the heat or if I flexed it, but it had like a white streak in it. It put like a bruise or something, and in the top of it. But it is what it is. So that's what I'm gonna go do.
Cool.
All right.
So, hopefully I won't be too loud and wake you guys up. So please.
Yeah, I think I'll sleep right through it. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
I'll be up for a little while. I got Oreos and milk to finish. Midnight snack.
Trader Joe's chocolate chips.
Those are very good.
And then I got my York peppermint patties. I got those too.
You know what I saw? Check it out. At Lowe's, don't know if I told you this last week.
Handful of candy canes.
Yeah.
Damn right.
I'm in the checkout line at Lowe's. Is my mic on? Yeah. And you know how they got like drinks and candy and shit because they want you to impulse buy?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They had these 2-pound Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me! $15.
That's for the ride home.
Yeah.
I was gonna buy it, and then I'm like, oh, nah, I can't do that.
That's like chocolate overload, man.
It's a giant brick.
Yeah.
Of Reese's.
That's
peanut
great.
butter and chocolate.
Walmart. Actually, the Walmart that I go to, I actually got an email saying that they're closed because of COVID. They don't even have enough employees.
My bank is closed.
But I was in there over the weekend, over there in the weekend, and they have Twizzlers that are like 18 inches long and about like
nice
4.5 inches wide. I mean, it's like a donkey dick of a Twizzler. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, holy shit! Can you imagine trying? I mean, knobbing on that thing, man.
Right.
God.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Man, two bites, that's when you got like a stomach ache. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's when you give the dog a big rawhide bone. You get that, and then your wife just walks through and goes like, "You guys are fucking nuts."
Yeah.
But they had Twizzlers. They had those Reese's peanut butter cups, the 2-pound or whatever 4-pound things or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they had Mr. Good Bar. That was like 18 inches by 9 or something. I mean, it was good. And a Hershey's with almond. And then they had a Hershey Kiss that was,
Yeah, I've seen that. Really, really big. It's like 4 pounds or something like that.
Yeah. I'm like, good
It'd
God.
be cool if they had the York peppermint patty that big.
Yeah.
Because those things are just delicious.
Yeah, I love them. I love those.
So
that would be cool to make one of those in a real big rectangular,
Yeah.
You just knock off a chunk. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bust that thing out, you put it up on a cutting board, and you got a good sharp knife.
Yeah.
And you cut out like the size of Twix bars.
Right. That's it.
That'd be awesome.
Or just take like a glass and just like hog out holes, right?
Yeah.
And make your own.
I'd take a mug.
Yeah, a mug, right? Oh, Brian, speaking of that, those did you get any of those mugs? The new mugs, the new wrench mugs?
Yeah. I got 3 of them. You want one?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
I do. What I was going to say is, what was I going to say? Now because I got the sidetracked now. Shit.
Cups and Reese peppermint patty.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I was thinking about something else. So I can't remember what the fuck it was. Yeah, peppermint patty is my favorite. Yeah. I've always loved those. That's great fun. Oh, I know what I did. I went shopping the other day. I bought a thing of croissants, these big croissants. So yesterday I made like a ham and cheese sandwich, and my wife made homemade horseradish. So I put like mayonnaise horseradish. Oh, delicious. But this morning I fried up a couple eggs, got the cheese. I toasted the croissant, buttered it, threw the eggs and cheese in there. I was like, oh man, this is like the perfect breakfast sandwich. It's just
so cool.
That nice buttery croissant. Oh
yeah.
My hands like dripping.
You take those croissants, you cut them, and you put them in the frying pan. A couple pats of butter and face down.
Sure.
And they toast and butter up.
Yeah.
And then you got whatever you're gonna have.
That would do it. Yeah. I threw them in the toaster, but that would work too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good eating. And every time I have an egg sandwich, I think of Florida. I'm like, how the hell can't they do this in Florida? It's like the easiest thing in the world.
I don't know. It's so weird.
Really. I mean, it's a super no-brainer.
Yep.
But all right, I
right,
guess
boys.
We should end this thing. So, Playing in Traffic, Ray Guarino, Chassis John, Matt Goman, Brian, of course, with our guest Garrett Reed tonight. I swear to God, I was hoping he was going to tell me he was in a shoe store, that he really worked in a shoe store, but I knew he was in his closet. I knew it. But
dude's got a lot of sneakers.
I tell you something, man, there's a lot of money there. But then again, I'm looking at all the crap I collect, and it's whatever. But I know that those sneaker guys make a fortune with that stuff.
I know. It's crazy.
So, all right, we'll see you guys on Sunday on Motormouth Radio.
You got
any guests?
No, not as of right now. I'm gonna have to schedule Tyler, and we'll get him in. We'll talk about something. Should get him in before the big roof raising. But yeah, we always like that. Like after I do something like now, last week happened on Saturday. Chris sends me an email Friday and says, "Hey, I did a tribute, 20-year tribute." Like what? Like I know what it takes to make the promo. You did a 20-year. I said I couldn't even imagine doing that because I have between the cassettes and this hard drive, I have every show from since 2004, since I started. Yeah. I said I couldn't imagine going through all of that. So he sends it to me, and I listened to it. I'm like, wow, it was like looking back through a photo album because there was stuff that went back, 20 years. Sure. And I said, all right. I said, how are we going to do this? Like with Mother's Day, we would live introduce every bit and explain what it was. I said, people aren't going to know what they're hearing. There was a lot of races, more races than I thought in there. Bernie Shacker was in there.
Yeah.
Billy Lynch. He didn't, you know what? Yeah. We had Pat
Lynch was
too.
Funny.
That would have been good. Yeah, that was a great story. And Dix Hills pulling the parachute on the rail on the service road of the LIE. But I said, yeah, let's do it. I said, we're just gonna have to run it the way it is. So I said, but we got to break it in half because I got to take a bottom of the hour break. So Saturday he sends me the new one. I listened to that. So that happened like a day before. That's how fast that happened. So now I usually like to have the next week. I like to have that open to kind of reestablish and just talk about it and freewheel it, and then we'll get back into the groove again.
Sure.
But yeah, that's whatever. So
all
right, fellas. I'm going to end this broadcast, and then we'll see you. Brian, don't make too much noise. You're going to bother the dog.
That's the least of my problems, but at least she still loves me.
Yes,
oh well.
She always will. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I'll see you later.
Right, guys. Be safe.
All right. Good night.